Yes, guys, what is up? Hope everybody is keeping well, and welcome live from the Hawksville here in Sligo. GW15 is just around the corner. It is 8:49 on Saturday, the 6th of December. Big deadline stream ahead. Nigel, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah.
So first off, whoever's watching at home here, we're live from the Hawksville studio in Sligo. Shout out to them for letting us come down here, get a stream done, and yeah, I'm just in awe of their setup now. It's absolutely unbelievable. I'm used to just looking at a small screen here. I'm looking at one camera here. I'm looking at another camera here, and yeah, so do send in those likes there for this stream setup today. I need to get this sorted here in Goal, Nigel. Wow.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's great to have you here. I am really excited. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, looking forward to the stream and hopefully get some advice on you to how to improve my last couple of weeks, which have gone downhill a bit.
Talk us through the season so far. How's it going?
Well, it started off very well, and I was, filled with hubris, and I was ahead of you for a while. So, but it started to go downhill then. I suppose I actually had Salah and Haaland at the start, and then Jadon Anthony was doing very well for me, but then I kind of just froze and started to round up transfers, and then kind of became, when you like a kid goes into a toy shop and there's just too much there and they become frozen. So I had all my chips. I had 5 free transfers and was just there like I don't know what to do. So I've wildcarded last week and I'm thinking of bench boosting today. Nice. So we'll see.
Talking of toys and shops, did you watch the toy show last night?
Watched the toy show last night, yeah.
Up
with the kids. Yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah. Really good. Yeah, good. The kids and nephews and stuff. So yeah, really enjoyed
Shout
it.
Out to Dylan and Keelan. That was the moment of the toy show last night when
Unreal.
came out as well.
Yeah.
Such nice young lads then as well. I was nearly getting emotional. I'm not an emotional person, but watching that now I was getting emotional.
Bring a tear to your eye. Absolutely. Yeah.
No, really cool.
Yeah,
right,
it's cool.
We're gonna have a quick shout out to the chat here then as well. We've got Alex, Tarek, Phantom, as always, good to see you guys. Tom here then as well, Abdullah as well. So we've about 30 in the chat at the moment. Do give us a like on stream. Let's try and get this push out to a few more people around the world. And as always, if you're not subscribed, click subscribe on the channel then as well, right? So you can see my team on screen here. I haven't made a transfer yet. AFCON is around the horizon, so we're going to have to use every transfers this week. So if you are him and hawing on what to do, make sure you do use all your transfers, because if you don't use them this week, you are going to lose them. But yeah, what have we in the chat here? So am I making any transfers today, Tom? I will be. I've got a decision to make whether I'm getting rid of Mateta for Thiago or I'm going to take out Semenyo for one of Minta or Gordon. I was toying with Gordon last night, but maybe it might be harsh enough if Barnes doesn't start there then as well. So he's a slight rotation risk. Looking at Minta for that fixture then as well. And wow, Jesus Christ, already Glenn Jacob, €11.99 donation there. Happy Christmas, Niall. Just hovering outside the top 100k at the minute. Class to see you doing well. Been on the journey with you since COVID. Shout out to Glenn there in the chat. Wow. Any chance of an FPL event on the East Coast? Nigel, any chance of an FPL event on the East Coast?
I'm up for that. Anyone look at the hostess up there, that'd be great.
Glenn, no need for that. That's class. $11.99 donation from Glenn already. That's going straight on a pint later in the Hawksville. Good stuff. Right. Yo in the chat here then as well. Any plans to go against Haaland today? Yeah, chat us through. Let's go back to the midweek games. Right, Nigel, how did you get on during the week?
I think it was about 62 points, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I went with Haaland captain, and yeah, but for a wild card, I kind of thought maybe I might get a few more points, but yeah, went with Haaland. You went to Bruno Fernandes in the end. Last minute, was it?
Yeah, it was a hectic stream during the week. I got home from work, was fixated on captain and Saka. Then somebody commented on the stream that Saka wasn't in training. I didn't fancy Haaland away to Fulham, and then that was just pain. I was making dinner with the missus, and just looking at live score, 1-0 City, Haaland, 2-0 City, Haaland assist, 3-0 City. I was dreading seeing Haaland flash up on the screen. Thankfully he didn't. But then 4-1 or something, another Haaland assist, and then the fact he hit the post then as well. I had the live updates on from Twitter then as well. Seeing him hit the post twice, I got away with it, to be honest with you. 14 points was a great return. The fact it could have been an extra 8 points on top of that, an extra bonus point. Didn't Foden take all 3 bonus? So yeah, I got lucky now. Was 13k down to 22k overall. I just thought it was the week to go against Haaland. Look, I was wrong. Let's move on.
Yeah.
How'd you go on?
Yeah, about 62 points. I captained Haaland.
Yeah.
who else did quite well? I got Saka. I'm really my free hit. I'm regretting because I free hit last weekend, and I had Thiago and Foden in a draft, and I swapped them out maybe half an hour before the deadline. And I've also got FOMO for Foden this week, but I can't get to him in one move. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll chat about my my transfers this week. I'm looking, so I can't get the Foden in one move, so I'm going to have to go against Foden. He's risen. I'm nearly sure he rose in price last night, so he's risen 0.3 in a week already.
Oh my god.
So if I couldn't afford him at the start of the week, I definitely can't afford him. So if people asking here about me my transfers, I won't be going for Foden. I'm going to have to forget about Foden, and it's whether I go Minta or Gordon. Probably going to lean towards Minta. Let's go through some of the chat here, Nigel, and let's see what everyone's asking. Right, so Abdullah's asking here, no money to do Semenyo to Foden. What do you recommend? I'm on 8 million just itself, right? So 8 million, you're probably looking around the same kind of options then as well. Probably Minta at home to West Ham is probably the best shout there, Abdullah. Even his fixtures after that aren't hectic, but that punt on the West Ham game, get him in, see how he gets on, and then we five free transfers after this. That's plenty. Even if you use one in Game Week 16, you're going to have 5 in Game Week 17. So I'm happy enough to take a punt. It's not even really a punt. He's been in good form over the last couple of weeks. Phantom Hawk is confused what to do. Send in Phantom what you're looking for. And then yo idea, sorry to say that. No, I'm not going against Haaland this week. I learned my lesson during the week, Nigel. So I think I learned the hard way. So I'm not gonna go against Haaland this week.
Are there any other Semenyo options to
right,
go
so we're
to?
looking at around, let's get the app up on here because I don't want to mess around with this, but do you know what, I should be able to get it up here. It should be fine. So the Newcastle boys, even Bruno Guimaraes, it's if you want a 1 week punt on the midfielder slots. Someone's asking about Rice then as well. We'll get to that in a sec. So we're probably looking at around 7.5. We are 7.6 I have for a Semenyo replacement. So let's throw it in here. 7.6. I'm not going to do the 6-7 reference that was all over the toy show last night. We won't start that. Enzo Fernandez, but they're away to Bournemouth, aren't they? So I wouldn't be that confident on that. Gakpo, who are Liverpool playing again? They're playing Leeds. Jeez, Gakpo isn't a bad shout either, away to Leeds. But then again, are we going to fall into a rotation risk there with Champions League during the week then as well? The one thing I'm going to emphasise about Foden then as well, if you are bringing him in, the same with Nico O'Reilly, this Madrid game during the week.
Yeah, there could be rotation.
Yeah, that's the one thing now. But Foden is in 4 goals in the last 2 games. He's in crazy form. I was lucky to have him on the free hit 2 weeks ago last weekend, but it's always a risk with
Rice could be an option. I mean, he did go off during the week, didn't he? But he said he was fine. I don't know if that's.
Did you see?
Lots of footballers say they're fine, but then they don't play. But and it's hard to tell what Arteta is saying, what he really means. But
he had a video up on Instagram during the week. You know that boxing ball you put in your head? He was kicking it, so all the comments were saying, "Oh, he's going to be fine." But I'm going to guess that was videoed 2 or 3 weeks in advance. All this approval would have had to been on the video, but he looked fine on that video.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have posted if he wasn't fine. Maybe he might be alright just off that. But we're reading into that too much. If you have Rice, he's a keep. If you don't have him, don't go for him. I don't think it's not worth going for him. Right, what have we there? Jason Fernandez, Wilson or Thiago to start in my FPL this week. I'm assuming that's Wilson of Fulham, Jason Fernandez. But Nigel, let's throw that over to you. Wilson or Thiago?
I would go with Thiago. I have Thiago on my team. He's having a great season.
Yeah.
I think that's who I would go for.
It's an easy answer to get Thiago in. He got his rest during the week. He only played 20 minutes against Arsenal. You could see him sitting on the bench in that Arsenal game. He was very he was very moody. I won't say pissed off him after saying it there though, but he was very moody that he was on the bench during the week. But coming into that Spurs game,
then Leeds, then Wolves, it's a nice few fixtures.
If you don't have Thiago this week, I was toying with the idea of Thiago. I think I give Mateta one last week now as well. But right, Nay here, free hit Game Week 15 or wait for Game Week 16. Yeah, so apologies Nigel first off, and apologies to you the viewer, because I was actually meant to do my free hit on this stream, wasn't I? That was the main thing of the promo. But to be honest with you, I'm very lucky I did my free hit 2 weeks ago with how well it went. But if you are free hitting this week, triple Newcastle, triple City, triple Liverpool, they're the foundations of your free hit then as well. Another donation then as well, Nay 115699. Appreciate that, man. When is the best game with the free hit? It all depends on your team. If you're looking for it this week, the fixtures are there this week. It all depends on your team. Let's go through the fixtures here quickly, right? The only thing that made me free hit in game week 13 was the fact that United were playing away to Palace. The Palace lads didn't do well, which at least that was good for my free hit. But Bruno Fernandes came away with 11 pointer. He could have done that last week though, when I did captain him. But looking at these fixtures for this week, if you're toying away with a free hit, I was chatting to one of the Galway United players on Instagram during the week. He's like you, Nigel. He's got his free hit, bench boost, triple captain, and wildcard still to play. Don't forget that's going to go at the first half of the season. He's got about a 4 or 5 week window where he's going to have to use all these 4 chips. So if you are looking at a free hit, there's nothing wrong with going for it this week. Triple City, triple Newcastle. Sorry, you could even double up on the Newcastle defence at home to Burnley, and then Salah's the question then as well. He got his rest during the week. Did you see the picture of Salah sitting on the bench last week?
No.
He was just wrapped up in a snood, not happy at all about what was going on. He came on. When he came on, he looked decent, but then he kind of fell away out of the game then as well. But it's mad to see that downfall of Salah.
Yeah, it's like, and then like AFCON's coming up, and then you're wondering, like, it seems like Slot is just paving the way for a life without Salah. And you know, I was listening to a podcast during the week, and they were saying, you know, in the late years of like Scholes and Giggs, you know, to come on as like kind of impact subs and stuff. But I don't know if Salah has the, you know, the patience to do something like that, or, you know, I think he'll just, you know, the Saudi thing is a big thing, so he'll probably get pulled towards there. But like it's looking that like Slot is really just trying to move to that, was it that formation,
the diamond,
diamond in the middle, and like that, you know. It doesn't look like Salah's gonna work.
And poor old Verts as well. We thought he got his goal. I was out with a Liverpool supporter on Wednesday evening. Of course, the first angle looked like it was a goal, and then the angle behind him, it was going out for a throw. God love him. But he looked good. Do you know what? He got them back into the game. I was happy enough then as well because I had Mukalele second sub. I thought I was going to get him in if Bruno wasn't going to play. There was rumours during the week that Bruno wasn't going to play, and then I was actually happy that they conceded, because I didn't want an 8-pointer from Mukalele staring at me in the face there. But everyone who knows me since the free hit, Mukalele is my man this season. I think I'm going to have to. So basically he got me a 17-pointer on the bench boost, so I might just end up getting a jersey of his own behind me at some stage. Right, let's get back to the chat here. Phantom is asking us here, good man Phantom. I'm planning Mateta to Waltermaid, Pope to Donnarumma. Crystal Palace have a lot of games, so expect Mateta not to play all 90, which is very true, and City have very good fixtures. So Mateta to Waltermaid and Pope to Donnarumma. What do you make of that, Nigel?
Which one's that?
Phantom there is a wee bit up there.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously Waltermaid at home to Burnley, nothing wrong with that game. If you're burning transfers, as I said, can't stress it enough, make sure you use all your transfers this week, because you're going to lose them coming into game week 16. But would you do those moves?
Yeah, I like that Mateta to Voltamata, because his minutes are they are going to be but I'm just wondering, is there any other options of what else he would have in his team?
Yeah,
like, is the Thiago move possible, or I just see someone there, Salah hat-trick incoming. Yeah, okay.
Could easily be away to Leeds, yeah. I know someone who actually triple captain Salah during the week then as well, so we'll give him a little shout out here.
Voltamata looks good.
Yeah. And don't forget Pope is injured then as well. He's out for the next while, so Ramsdale is in goal. So look at Donnarumma at home to Sunderland, Mateta to Waltermaid. For now I'm keeping Mateta in the team, but there's no harm in taking a punt on Waltermaid at home to Burnley. Even as I said, I'm eyeing up Thiago next week. Maybe not this week, but maybe I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot not going for him. But yeah, let's go for them, Phantom, especially if they're 2 free transfers. Another thing, do not take a hit going into this AFCON break with these 5 free transfers, because if you're taking a hit, you're setting yourself up for failure this week. There's no point doing that. Foden for Bruno. What do you think, Nigel?
I would keep keep Foden.
No, yeah. Foden for Bruno. Wow. I don't know. Are you asking to take out Bruno for Foden? Do not do that. He's away to Wolves. And as we're saying then as well, Pep.
Or maybe it's Foden or Bruno. I would say it's Foden or Bruno.
Yeah.
Maybe just clarify that. It would be Foden for me.
Yeah, Foden. If we knew Foden was going to start, I'd be going Foden. But that away fixture against Wolves are terrible. But yeah, I'm slightly scared after that Bruno blank during the week. Right, how are we on the like total in the chat here then as well? Apologies to the Patreon members then as well. We had a late night watching the Toy Show last night, but I will get back to you all. We're on 11 likes. There's about 40 or 50 in the chat at the moment. Do try and get us up to 20 likes if you can at all. And as I said, if you are watching and you're not subscribed, as always, head on down there, click subscribe on the channel. We've got a nice influx of subs since we started this stream.
Yeah, James has just clarified that he wants to bring in Foden for Bruno. I like that move.
I don't know. Taking out Bruno away to Wolves. If it's for free, fair enough. If you're looking at a punt before the AFCON, fair enough. But Bruno can easily come back and bite you. That Wolves game away to Wolves at Molineux. He got pretty much a DEFCON at half time at that West Ham game. But that being said, Foden got the DEFCON against Fulham, so that's not really an argument there, I suppose. But do you know what? If you want to go for it, if it's going to save your money down the line, if you're looking to take out Bruno Fernandes, maybe just go for it.
You can't do it before Wolves, though, can you?
That's the thing. No, I wouldn't recommend it. If you want to do it, if money's going to be an option or an issue in a couple of weeks' time, maybe do it if you want. But Bruno for me is pretty much a season keeper. I think I could be wrong in saying this. Between him and Dubravka, maybe the only players that have saved my team since game week 1. Looking at here, probably him and Esteve, Bruno Fernandes and Esteve. I don't think I've got rid of them all season, so I wouldn't take him out. He's pretty much a season keeper. Shout out to Ryan as well in the chat. Class setup, Ryan. It definitely is. I'm very jealous of this setup. Lamentro, hi. Should I play my only chip left? Free hit this game week. Bearing in mind we get all 5 free transfers in game week 16. Send in the team if you can, Lamento. Let's see how you're looking. But if you are missing some City players, if you are missing some Liverpool, if you're missing some Newcastle, maybe it's the week to free hit and get some of them lads in. But send us in your team, Lamento. We'll let you know. But yeah, nine foundations there. Your free hit. You could probably take a punt on Minta then as well. Double up on the Newcastle defence, and probably even Thiago up front. That's your free hit starting 11. Owen McDonald, Semenyo to Foden, and JP to Thiago, or Statch to Foden and JP to Guy. 2 free transfers, also considering triple captain Haaland for a bit of differential week, really, as everyone going West Ham fixture. Not a bad shout there, to be fair. Yeah, what you make of those now? Semenyo to Foden and JP to Thiago.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, they're good moves. JP, he's up and down all season, to be honest with you. Semenyo has looked poor. The 1 week we free hitted, we've Evan Nielsen to thank for that, because Evan Nielsen hit the post from a yard out. What would have been a Semenyo assist, but no, they're good to go. Owen, get those transfers locked in, and you're saving some good money getting Thiago and Foden in a week early, where I'm gonna have to wait until we get the AFCON transfers. Right then, James, I meant the other way. Sorry, Bruno. Bring in Foden for Bruno. No, keep Bruno Fernandes. Don't go with that. Phantom Hawk, it was with a -4 hit. Only have 1 free transfer. Do we use it on Walterman or Donnarumma? Do it on the striker. Surely you've got the Bravk on the bench there, Phantom. No need to. The way City are going, conceding 4 against Fulham, there's every chance Sunderland, the way Sunderland are in it, the form they're in at the moment, they could easily rob a goal that the Eddie had. So I wouldn't go with the goalkeeper transfer. Bring Walterman in. He's a nice differential himself at home to Burnley, and you might get some returns there. He's saying you can also go for Alisson. No, leave it off. Just that one transfer. Do not take a hit before this. Liverpool FC Mon. Niall, love the collab this morning. Looks great. It definitely does. Free hit draft. I've got Livermento, Hall, Munoz, Verbruggen, Foden, Minta, Bruno Guimaraes, Bruno Fernandes, Mbuemo, Welbeck, Haaland. Let's talk us through that free hit there, Niall.
I like the look of Welbeck, and his minutes look good at the minute as well. Yeah, that looks like a decent free hit draft.
He's got his rest during the week then as well. Welbeck, didn't he too? So they're at home to West Ham. He's a good shout in the free hit this week then as well. 2 United players. I like it. Do you know what? Away to Wolves, try and attack that fixture then as well. Verbruggen at home to West Ham is all good there. Van Heck then as well. I saw someone on Twitter had Van Heck during the week for 2 goals at home to Aston Villa. Is crazy going, especially in how and such an awkward week it was with the captaincy then as well. The fact that someone had Van Heck in their team, 2 goals after conceding 4 then as well. That's crazy.
Unreal.
But Liverpool FC, man, what would have changed there? All good. Double Newcastle is good there. Munoz, you have to have him in then as well. Foden, Minta, Bruno, and Mbeumo looks good, and Welbeck and Haaland. You might be missing out on Thiago away to Spurs. It's a bit of an iffy fixture, to be fair. If he was playing at home, I'd be making sure that I'd had Thiago in the team there. But no, that looks good. Get that free hit locked in and make sure you press activate on that free hit. Would you buy Bruno G for Semenyo if you can't afford Foden? Let's get into the Foden, or let's get into the Semenyo replacements if you can't get to Foden. So we have them up on screen here. Let's see if you can see this on the right. No, you can't. Right, I'm going to chat through them so instead of messing around with this. But Rice, we're unsure about his fitness, so I'd probably leave him off. Bruno Guimaraes, he came on at half time, didn't he, during the week and got a goal? I'm nearly sure he did, didn't he? Yeah, he came on at half time. Pedro Neto, I don't fancy him. Minta, Ndiaye then as well. There's no point bringing in Ndiaye if you already have Ndiaye. He's going to be gone in the next week or two. I like Gakpo. I didn't realise I had enough for Gakpo, so I'm looking at this, Nigel, now that my Semenyo replacement is either going to be Gakpo, Minta. I'm probably not going to be Bruno Guimaraes. I was toying with Gordon. Let's bring Gordon up on screen here then as well, only because he is on penalties. But I think it will be a bit harsh if Harvey Barnes is bench. Yeah, he only played 24 minutes during the week and scored from the spot. He did in that game. He did, yeah. So maybe I'm going to leave off Gordon. Harvey Barnes would be a nice one, but if I knew if I had the Newcastle lineup on who was going to start, I'd bring in their left winger just to attack that Burnley game. But I mind up this man Minta here. Not the greatest of fixtures after the West Ham game. Liverpool, Sunderland and Arsenal and West Ham again in 5 game weeks, which is fair enough. But Minta, I was at the United game, Nigel, what was it, a month and a bit ago. He was terrible all game, I won't lie. He was falling over himself. He still came away with I think 6 or 7 points from that game. So if he's falling over himself getting 6 or 7 points, what's it going to be in a good day? But looking through here, 11 pointer against Brentford, 9 against Leeds in game week 10. A 5-pointer against United at the game I was at. I might not meant, I don't know, I was meant to bring him in during the week. The fact he didn't return during the week is probably a blessing in disguise, because I would have been a bit frustrated that if he did do well with who did I bring in during the week? Sorry, Elliot Anderson. Yeah, that's another thing. Peak FPL, the fact that Anderson 10 DEFCONs all game, 8 out of 13 game weeks all DEFCON, and then he plays Wolves. Wasn't it Wolves during the week? 5 DEFCONs in that game. So hopefully that's not a sign of things to come with Anderson. I got him in on the basis of he'd be taken away with an extra 2 points every couple of weeks or so. But yeah, who are they playing? They've Everton today, so I've Ndiaye, or tomorrow, whatever day it was, Ndiaye and Anderson in the one game. Let's see how that goes. Tom Ditch, am I making any transfers? I will be. It's just whether it's going to be Semenyo for Minta or maybe Gakpo. We'll see. Maybe I do want to attack that Leeds game. Right, Nigel, let's chat us through your team there. How are we looking?
Okay. So, team for today. Dubravka, Keller and goals. I haven't decided yet. I'm probably going to go bench boost anyway, so irrelevant. Then I've got Nico Williams, Esteve, Timber, Saka in midfield, Minta, Semenyo, Fernandez, and then up front, Haaland, Mateta and Thiago. And on the bench, Dewsbury Hall, Anderson, and what's that? How do you pronounce his name? Kadagu, Ferdy. He's one of the Brighton defenders.
Has he been playing? Has he? Okay.
It might have been just.
Oh, yeah, has been. Yeah, fair enough. Right, fair enough. That's not a bad shout to have for at home to West Ham then as well. Yeah. Bench boost. What would you be hoping for?
100 points.
at least 10 on the bench boost is a nice return.
Yeah.
So who have you on the bench? You've Anderson on the bench. Esteve.
No, I have that. Yeah, Ferdy, the Brighton defender, and Dewsbury Hall, and then Kelleher
and Brentford up against Spurs. Okay,
Tottenham,
fair.
Yeah. I mean, Tottenham aren't scoring, so.
True, and look, Dewsbury Hall, he got that, what was it, a 13 point against United, or was it more? I think he got DEFCON then as well. If he sneaks a goal against Forest, which could easily happen, and that's your 10 plus points got.
Yeah.
And that's a good return on the bench.
And as I said, I just need to get my chips used, so
yeah,
it's probably just a good time to go for it, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. Haaland captain as well for yourself, yeah.
Yeah, Haaland captain. I am. As regards, I'm not sure if I'll just roll.
How many free transfers have you?
One free transfer.
You're not going to use it with the AFCON, no?
Yeah, I'll probably be Semenyo thing, but then I'm kind of like,
how much in the bank if you get rid of
7.7.
Okay. So
I could go for Gakpo. However, he's frustrated me.
fair.
So yeah, I'm not sure after that what to go for.
He'd 45 during the week. Just looking at Gakpo's minutes here on screen, 90, 34. So it's like a pattern of 2 starts early sub, 2 starts early sub. I'm just going to see, did he come on or off at half time? If he come on at half time, I might be tempted by that Gakpo move, to be honest with you. But it's only because Minta's fixtures after the West Ham game. Right, let's get Gakpo.
Yeah, and I have Minta, so
you have him already. Okay,
Yeah.
he's a player that I've been timing over the last couple of weeks. Right, let's get Gakpo up here. Did he come on or did he go off at half time? Matches, right, 6.4 from. He came off at half time. Okay, right, that's probably gonna make me not want to bring in Gakpo if he came off at half time, right? Okay, fair. So at this moment in time, it's probably going to be a lock for Minta to, or sorry, Semenyo to Minta. Triple captain on Haaland or wait for the West Ham game?
That's a tough one because, like, you know, before the season started, you would have said Sunderland's
Easy, yeah.
a good one to go for, but like they're just playing so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, will be a bit of a differential, like, because there will be a lot of people triple captain and Haaland against West Ham, so could be worth a punt and then keep everything crossed then when the West Ham game comes around.
Yeah, we saw what happened at the Leeds game. You know, maybe it's a week that he isn't expected to haul massively. That's when you go against it or go with it. Sorry. I'm glad I just didn't triple captain him against Leeds because I was very close to triple captain him against Leeds. So I'm into that West Ham game at least. If he gets a return, well, what am I saying? I want at least 2 returns from on the triple captain against West Ham. But against Sunderland, I think you probably wait for the West Ham game, to be honest with you. AK Mully there. Sunderland, they're looking good. They're looking good defensively. Nearly kept Liverpool out, but who's to say how good Liverpool are form wise, because they definitely aren't there. I think it's probably best to wait. Haaland, he's coming off the back of a massive haul. Will he get 2 in a row? I expect him to get at least 1 goal today, and a goal and 3 bonuses, 9 points. So that's still a good return on the triple captaincy.
Yeah, I probably would lean towards the West Ham game. I heard seen a funny tweet about it was a West Ham fan tweet, and it was like, everyone think that their system has clicked, but it's really that they just played West Ham.
Yeah. That was a bit for United then as well. I was expecting at least 2 or 3 goals from us. Bruno could have got a goal. That half volley or the scissors kick, if that went in, it might have been a different game fully. But yeah, AK Mully, I'd probably leave that until game week 17 for the West Ham game. Right then, we're on 22 likes. There's about 45 in the chat at the moment. Do drop a like on the stream if you haven't done so already, and I'm going to keep reminding you we've got a few more subs, which is great to see. Head on down there, click subscribe on the channel. It's been a great season so far. It's only game week 15. It doesn't matter what rank we are at the moment. All that matters is game week 38. So we're in a good position. We're gonna have to stay there for the next 23 game weeks or so, Nigel. So let's try and keep it that way. But right, loving the new format, Michael. Good to see that. Good man, Michael. Right, you were asking about the Discord, so let's get straight into the Discord. So these are the YouTube members now. Nigel, we're gonna have to help them out. So Michael, what are we saying? Need to burn those 2 transfers and also advice on my lineup. Have a look at his team there and shout it out. How's he looking?
Okay, so Raya and Dubravka and goals. Van Dijk, Keane, Timber, Esteve, Anderson. Anderson from Nottingham Forest down in midfield, and Dye, Semenyo, Bruno Fernandes, Saka, Haaland, Mateta, and Mark Gay. Yeah, I suppose you'd be looking at possibly a Semenyo transfer. Looks like a good team apart from that, though, doesn't it?
How much is in the bank there? Give us a look. So Semenyo,
just 0.1.
0.1.
So
you're probably in the same position as us, Michael. So probably Semenyo to Minta for a punt. Let's see how he gets on after that. And then what's the defence? Give us a wee look at that. So you have Michael Keane is a bit of a doubt for whoever for the Forest game. 0.1 in the bank. You've no Munoz, Michael, which is a big no anyway. Do you maybe just go Raya, Virgil, Keane to Chris Richards of Crystal Palace just to get some Crystal Palace defence in there? I wouldn't be that confident of starting Anderson this week, and then they're going 3-5-2. Maybe that, Michael. Semenyo to Minta, or with that extra money, you could probably upgrade. Let me know, Michael, if you do Semenyo to Minta, how much have you in the bank then for a Keane transfer then? 3-5-2, and then you should be well set up. As I said, don't forget AFCON is here. Not here yet, but the AFCON transfers will be here right after the deadline. So if you've 3 transfers and you make none this week, you're going to lose those 3 free transfers. So make sure you get rid of them. Haaland should always be the captain, unfortunately. Yes and no. There's an argument against it. There's an argument with it. I've gone against Haaland a few times this season and it's paid off. That's why I'm up the ranks now, because everyone is perma captain at Haaland. There definitely is a few weeks where you can go against Haaland. Yeah, so don't be afraid to. Twitter and Instagram, the FPL bubble on Twitter and Instagram is seems to be very big, but there's a lot of FOMO then as well. Speaking of FOMO, Foden is my FOMO today. So wouldn't say no to a benching from Pep, but I do think if he starts, I'm in bother now. So
QMVQ here on YouTube is just saying don't agree with Semenyo's selling spree. People will buy him for Burnley again soon. It's not a bad point.
Let's have a look at his fixtures. So the Chelsea game, very fair. United, fair. After that, and then we're going into this festive period then as well, Nigel, where we can't be. It's not the best decision getting rid of lads who are starting every week. Fair enough. Minta, I think he'll be fine over the Christmas. But where is he? Sorry, the fixture, or how do I get this? Yeah, sorry, player profile. No, I'm after messing up that up. Right. Anyway, with Semenyo, sorry. He's a lad that's going to start every week for Bournemouth. He's been so good to us this season, but it's just his drop off in form. I think no return in the last 4 or 5. Am I right in saying that? Don't know why that's not coming up there on the screen, but anyway, no return I think in the last 4 or 5. Chelsea and United up next. I think people are just toying away from at the moment because Foden, the likes of Foden, it was Rice, but obviously he's a big doubt this weekend, so I wouldn't go near him. This is a new thing then as well on the side. I was a wee bit afraid that Munoz was going to the AFCON when that little thing came up. He obviously isn't. It's just a warning that he's on 4 yellow cards. You can see this new thing here then as well. If you click that, it'll say he's potentially going to AFCON. So that's a little new update on the website. I do agree with you. I was chatting to a lad on Instagram during the week though, Quav, that he thinks it's a game Semenyo can do very well, and if he is on penalties then as well, should we be getting rid of a penalty taker for a non-penalty taker? Probably not, but it's just off form wise. I want to attack that West Ham fixture. For now, I am going Minta. I am tempted by Gakpo. We've an hour and 38 minutes to decide, so plenty to ponder before that. Abbas, yeah, what transfers are you using? So I only have one free transfer. Probably going to be Semenyo out, but as KMVQ, he's saying maybe it's not a right decision to get rid of Semenyo. Fenerbahce in the chat. Hi mate, how's it going? Great to see you then as well. Was thinking Semenyo to Foden and Mateta to Thiago. Nothing wrong with that either, Michael. I just think it's worthwhile giving Mateta one more week. But look, if you want Thiago in for the next couple of weeks, maybe just go for it now if that allows you to get Foden. Castle, is Mbeumo starting? If not, is it alright to swap him for Foden? I don't think I'd take Mbeumo before that Wolves game. I don't think so. Nola, great shirt, brother. Appreciate that, man. Good stuff. Niall, in my case, I went against Haaland once. If I hadn't done this, it would have been 20k. Now I'm on 40k, unfortunately. A tiny green arrow for me, but still, yeah. I think if ifs and buts with FPL, but Nigel, if I captained Haaland last week, I think I'd be top 7k at the moment. So, yeah, sure. Look, we're still in a good position, 22k overall. And someone else who's flying here, Mike in the chat, 1k overall. Van Heck carried my. Wow. We were just on about him. 2 goals in a game where he conceded 4, Mike, is some going. Never mind having him in that game. Having him in the first place is some call. So these are the things that you need, that kind of luck with FPL. But no, definitely get that framed. that 2 goals. Right, QMVQ. Nigel, what are you thinking, guys? Why is nobody speaking about Casemiro? I brought him in before West Ham game. He's such a beast. Let's get him up on screen, Casemiro. I think he was ticking away with the DEFCONs. I'm sure he got an assist, didn't he? In that West Ham game.
Pops up with a goal the odd time as well.
He does, right. Look at him here now. So he got 8 against West Ham, 4. So you have the DEFCON against Crystal Palace. No points against Everton. We got the yellow card. 5, 12. Wow. Okay, 15. So 27, 33, 32, 36, 44 in the last 2, 4, 6 weeks. Wow, that's an average of what, 8 point something points over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Fair enough, he's being slept on. And that, I know, was it Ahmad that cleared off the line, or Mazraoui? I think I thought the commentator said it was Casemiro, but I think it was Mazraoui. But I was thinking that was going to put him into the bonus points. It did anyway.
What are United's fixtures like?
Let's get them up here. Yeah, so we've got Wolves, Bournemouth, Villa. I don't know. It must be a new update on the website where you can't look at their player. If I click that player profile, it brings it to somewhere else. That's the bad thing about the website this year. Right, so let's see. Wolves, Bournemouth, Villa. After that, then it is, who are we coming into the Christmas? Let's see here now. So fixtures. So Wolves, Bournemouth, Villa, Newcastle, and then Wolves again. So Wolves in the next 5 games is nice. Bournemouth at home. I was at that Bournemouth game 2 years ago, or last year, 2 years ago, bringing the brother and the father to that. Thought it was going to be a lovely Christmas present. First off, got scammed with tickets, and then we lost 3-0. Could have been easy, but 5-0. So I'm not going to chat much about that Bournemouth game. But with Bruno Fernandes, every week is a week where you can get DEFCON. He's taken away nicely, 9 million for him. What's there? 4-11, 2, 5, 5, 4, 8. He's ticking along. Probably not at that price point. You'd be expecting more. But I think with Bruno, as I said, himself and Estevia, I think they're the only players I've had all season. But looking at the fixtures, they're okay. They're not hectic. I think City have nice fixtures, have they, over the next couple? Yeah, Sunderland, Crystal Palace, and West Ham. So I know someone was asking about that Bruno to Foden transfer. I still wouldn't go for it. But it's Casemiro is a good lad there. Onspro as well. Good shout out to Onspro. Casemiro is my FPL goat. He's been completely under the radar. 5.5 million. Maybe we should have went for Casemiro instead of Elliot Anderson. But one United player is enough for my team. He will do well today, I'm pretty sure. Very fair. Mike, what are we saying? Good stuff. Let's keep going through this. Right, so let's João Pedro for Waltermaid. Waltermaid at home to Burnley. I think that's an easy yes. Yeah, who are Chelsea playing again? They're playing Bournemouth, is right. Away from home. Get Waltermaid in. He's a nice punt before that before the AFCON. So let's go for that. Right then, who are we here now? Kieran Cool 301. Raya, Munoz, Byrne, Lacroix, Minta, Foden, Bruno Fernandes, Rice, Semenyo, Mateta, and Haaland captain. Chalobah on the bench. Do I keep him there and let him sub in if Rice is out? So Raya, Munoz, Byrne, Lacroix. That's a solid defence now this week, especially if Crystal Palace have been ticking along nicely. If they get another clean sheet today away to Fulham, you're laughing in that game. Minta, Foden, Bruno, Rice, that's a nice midfield. And Semenyo, Mateta and Haaland captain. Chat us through that, Nigel. You can see that, can you? Kieran Cool 301. What would you do in his situation there? So you're looking at Semenyo there, Kieran. If you have the transfers available, maybe it's a week you get rid of him.
Chalobah on the bench.
What would you do in his situation? So his defence is sound. Minta, Foden, Bruno Fernandes, all good there. Semenyo is probably the little question mark, but even Rice, right? You could even do Rice and Minta if there's massive doubts. I need to have a look at the Arsenal training photos if he has been.
I'd probably keep Rice.
Mateta and Haaland up front. Haaland captain is fine.
Yeah.
There's probably small little question marks on Mateta, Semenyo, Rice. Nigel saying keep Rice. Then between Semenyo and Mateta, you want Thiago next week. Do you do the transfer this week? I think you probably give him the Fulham game anyway. Let us know how many transfers you have, Kieran. For now, your team is looking solid. Keep Chal on the bench for now. At least you have some cover if Rice is out. But that's a pretty nice team. But the only thing is, if you have 2 or 3 transfers, I'd be looking to probably move on Semenyo, take a punt before the AFCON transfers, just so you don't lose them, and see how we go for there. But let us know how many transfers you have. Nice and right. We've 50 in the chat at the moment. We're nearly on 30 likes. Get liking that stream if you haven't done so already. Look at this setup around us. One camera here. A lovely fella in front of me here. Some setup here, so do drop in a like for that as well. Shout out to the Hawkswell Theatre once again for letting us come down here this morning and getting a stream done on this setup. Very, very cool. I have a few messages to get back to in the Patreon then as well, so let's start going through this. They're getting worried that I haven't been active yet, but we've been busy, Nigel. We've been setting up all morning, haven't we?
Yeah.
Alice here is chatting. Are we going Semenyo to Foden? I'm going to say I can't afford, but go if you can. let's try and jump in between this now. So this is where the multitasking starts, Nigel. We're going in from one phone to another one. Is Foden a doubt to start? Abbas with the Madrid fixture, it is a doubt, or he is a doubt. Sorry. First start with Pepperlep, but his form in, I can't see why he wouldn't start. Shout out to the outlet, Damien Cross and morning FPL. Good to see you up early, Dad. Good stuff. With those two transfers, what's the shout on lineup? Michael O'Connor. Right, back to Michael then in the Discord. If you want to go for it, so go for it. Semenyo to Foden and Mateta Thiago, because they're better long term moves. Michael, do you know what? Just go for it. If I was in your situation, if I had 2 free transfers, I probably would go for it. I'm just going to take a punt on a Semenyo replacement and see how we go. 5 transfers is plenty. As I said, after this week, I'm probably looking at Mateta out. Maybe obviously in Dye is going to have to go. So Mateta and Dye, I'm definitely going to have to make at least 2 transfers next week. Let's see where the injuries happen, if there's any injuries this weekend, and go from there. But just go for them, Michael, if you have two transfers and you're setting yourself up well for the next couple of weeks. KMVQ, maybe Welbeck, but it would be weird with him. Still, he would play 90 minutes now that the striker's injured, and he also got a rest during the week, KMVQ. So look, if you want to punt on Welbeck, why not go for it? Minta in for Enzo transfer. John O'Mara, would you go for Enzo out? Enzo away to Bournemouth, he nearly broke his leg. Did you see that tackle Leeds lad did him? He easily could have broke his leg during the week. It was just a scrappy game from the highlights I saw anyway. Would you bring in Minta for him, Jono? Do you know what? Go for it. If you have the transfers available, I'm going to go with that. If you have the funds available, if you have the transfers available, you have to burn them this week. There's no harm taking a punt and see where you end up, especially attacking the fixtures. That Minta fixture at home to West Ham, I like that a lot. Lad, have you got a free hit draft? Right, let's get this going on the free hit. I'm going to move this mic over here a small bit. Triple, as I said, you know what, I'm just going to say it to you in case I mess around and somewhat lock in these free hit when I shouldn't be doing it. But free hit, 3 Newcastle, you're looking for Livermento, even a Lewis Hall if you want, or Dan Byrne. Livermento and Byrne is probably, I'd go for the free hit on the Newcastle defence. Then you're looking at a Walter made up front, so that's 3 your team already. Triple City, Haaland, Foden, and probably Nico O'Reilly. That's 6. Then you're probably looking at a Van Dijk. I know it's not ideal. Van Dijk ceiling, someone was giving out to him on Instagram post during the week because I posted he conceded, but at least he got DEFCON. With Van Dijk, what is he, 5'9", 6 million? DEFCON, he's a DEFCON monster. Every week he's pretty much getting DEFCON. So even if you're on a free hit, Leeds away, the form Leeds are in at the moment. Good win against Chelsea. Chelsea did look poor in that game, but Liverpool looked poor during the week. Van Dijk, that's crying out for a game for a Van Dijk header. So I'd have Van Dijk in the free hit for sure. I was saying Gakpo earlier on the stream, but with the fact he got subbed off for Salah, maybe that's he mightn't get to start this weekend. But Van Dijk is what's that? So we're on Walter made, Byrne, Livermento's 3, Virgil van Dijk is 4, Triple City then is 7, Haaland, Nico Riley and Phil Foden. Probably looking towards a Bruno Fernandes, makes it 9. You need a goalkeeper then, probably a Raya. If you can afford Raya, let's have a look at maybe even Verbruggen in that West Ham game. Then Minta's 10, one more to make 11. You probably need another midfielder. That's 2 strikers. Or if you want to even go just Thiago up front, that's your free hit team there then. Daniel, any transfers this week? We will be making one, don't worry. An hour and a half to go until the deadline. We've plenty of time yet.
Would it be worth on a free hit team, maybe an extra United player apart from Fernandes?
Nothing wrong with it. Don't think I'd obviously prefer Foden to Mbeumo. I'd prefer a Bruno Fernandes to Salah or a Gakpo this weekend. I know he's a bit more expensive, but there's not much else. Maybe if you need the funds, whoever KMVQ was on about Casemiro there, maybe nothing wrong with going Casemiro, trying to get some DEFCON if you need a cheap midfielder looking instead of an Elliot Anderson, maybe just go Casemiro. If you're going for an Mbeumo and Bruno, I go for a Bruno and Foden. I wouldn't double up on the United lads if you're losing out on Foden. Onspro, who to start out of Van Heck, O'Reilly, Timber, Kanate and Richards. I have the first 3 at the moment, so you've got Van Heck, O'Reilly, Timber. More so hoping Liverpool gets smacked about a bit, but not sure whether to play Kanate. Your brave man benching a Crystal Palace defender in the form they're in. I think with the fact you've no Munoz on, you're going to have to just keep Richards there, because if Munoz gets his clean sheet, you're missing out on points there on the Crystal Palace defence. So probably for your ranker, probably to protect your rank for a bit of insurance, I'd start Richards over Kanate. O'Reilly and Timber, they're good to go for this week. Timber, I brought him in last week. If you only come on 10 minutes earlier, was it Mosquera got injured around the 40-something minute. If he come on 11 minutes before that, he would have got his clean sheet. But it wasn't to be. Aston Villa away from home, I still think that's a fixture Arsenal can get a... well, maybe I'm a bit biased on the double offence, but I think that's a fixture Arsenal can do well in this morning. But that being said, Villa scored 4 during the week, so maybe I'm talking smack as well. Right, KMVQ, my current team for the game week is Henderson, Virgil, Bruno, Casemiro, Semenyo, Bruno Guimaraes, Mateta, Thiago, Haaland. Rice is sub for me with no doubts. No transfers available as well. No transfers. Team is good to go there. Don't take a hit. All good there, KMVQ. Best of luck for the week, man. Emmanuel, Ndai or Minta. Here we go now. This is a bit something different, yeah. So Ndai, is he at home to Forest or is he away to Forest? Let's see first. So he's at home to Forest. And then Minta at home to West Ham. I'm going to say the easy route. Surely you start the two of them in with those fixtures. But if you had to pick one, who are you picking there, Nigel? Ndai or Minta?
I'd go with Minta.
Yeah, that fixture definitely. Ndai, Everton haven't looked great. I saw someone on FPL Twitter is actually captaining Milenkovic away to Everton. They're saying Thiago Barry doesn't stand a chance of wiping out that clean sheet. Grealish got a lucky goal during the week against Bournemouth. I badly need Ndai to get something. I've been keeping him the last couple of weeks. He's a joy to watch. Outside of FPL, he's an absolute baller. I think that Forest fixture, if they get a jammy penalty, that's probably where he might only get something. But the fact he's on penalties, I'm going to have to keep him. There's no point getting rid of him. But if you have Ndai and Minta Emmanuel, send us the rest of the team. Surely you can. Here he is. Sorry, below it. I'm going to say surely you can start at 2. Saka, Casemiro, Bruno Guimaraes, Minta and Ndai. Who would be your midfield 4? Okay, interesting. Right. So you have to play Saka. You have to play Bruno Guimaraes in that game. Minta. Would you nearly bench Casemiro? Probably would. Yeah. That probably answers the question. We were on about Casemiro at the start of the stream, but I think yeah, you bench Casemiro there and start Ndai him into there. All good there. Super Dutch goal, some name there. What a setup. Mike on a stand. Yeah, I was just telling the guys here from the Hawks. Well, my mic is currently balanced on one broken leg. So seeing this in front of me, seeing a mic in front of you, 2 cameras here. I'm in heaven at the moment. But Mike on a stand, proper camera, studio vibes. You've come a long way from webcam streaming at Electric Picnic. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just give a shout out to Brian and Mark.
Exactly. Yeah.
Setup. Yeah.
You shout out them there, Nigel. Go
so we have Brian from Pixel Productions and Mark Kennedy from the Kendi and Rabo podcast. So this is the home of the Kendi and Rabo podcast and the Sligo show as well. So this is in the Hawksville.
Where can you find them? YouTube, Instagram,
YouTube,
Twitter?
Instagram. Yeah.
Whoever's watching this, get over to them because they've been nice enough to invite us down. I might even set up camp outside here every week, to be honest with you, looking at the setup here. But no, shout out to the lads there then as well. They've been up early. They didn't have to be at all. We've been here since 7:30 this morning. We didn't start the stream till quarter to 9, wasn't it? Or when? Yeah, quarter to 9. So, the fact I'm disturbing their Saturday night. Was it Brian was DJing until all hours last night then as well? So yeah, definitely head on over to their Instagram, give them a follow, click subscribe on YouTube then as well. And yeah, we've definitely come a long way since streaming at Electric Picnic. So that story, Nigel, I don't know if I told you, didn't do it last year to the girlfriend now, or sorry, didn't do it this year, but last year EP fell on the weekend of the first Premier League. So the weekend the Premier League is back. Shout out to Dara Heskin if he's watching then as well. So his girlfriend organises a lot of events. She somehow managed to organise a house for me in Stradbally to stream from. So at 4 o'clock on Friday, we got down Thursday night at 4 o'clock on Friday, packed up everything, walked about 45 minutes into Stradbally. Very lucky it didn't rain. Streaming light, bag pack with 2 laptops and a monitor. Some lad, whoever he was, I don't even know your first name, whoever it was, he left the key to his house outside under a plant pot, went in, did me stream for 2.5 hours, and then got back in time for Jerry Cinnamon. So nice. This is the crack that goes on when you're doing FPL content. You have to be here every week, but yeah, we've definitely come a long way since that now.
Yeah. Man, like, it's just to say, like, fair play for, you know, building the channel, and, like, you know, you've a full-time job as well, and to be doing all this content outside of that. So if anyone hasn't subscribed, hit subscribe. You know, it's just it's great what you're doing. Just
appreciate
brilliant.
That. No, yeah. And the more than yourself having us down here today then as well. If anyone is about Sligo, From 2 p.m. today then as well, we've got an FPL event in the Hawksville Theatre then as well. Come in, you'll hear me. We're probably sick of listening to me chat for the last hour. Maybe I'm going to let Nigel chat from 2 p.m. for an hour. Everyone's sick of me chatting. But come in, we're going to watch the game then as well. And it's going to be a nice little event then too. So if you are about Sligo, come in and say hello. Bad hour, right? Let's get back to the chat here then as well. Honestly, what do you think? Pope out, Henderson in. If you, I even put that on my Instagram post before I started the stream. If you have transfers to burn, and if you only have to do a goalkeeper transfer, just go for it. Get the transfers done. Pope is out anyway. So go with that. Michael O'Connor, no bother at all, man. Van Heck or Hall, Tiao. Van Heck, start Van Heck. There's no point going for a Newcastle defender. Tiao was a bit of a disappointment for a few lads during the week. He got 2 goals, was it the week before, and conceding twice at home to Spurs. I think there was a few people a bit frustrated with him during the week, but I haven't seen much of him. I think he's the new left back or something for Newcastle. He looked good in his first game, obviously scoring twice, but I wouldn't go near him. Probably Burn is probably your safe pick there then as well. Right, we've James Matthews. He's got 5 free transfers to burn. So you've got 10 free transfers on the horizon here, James. Right, we better help you here. Would you change anything from Mateta, Sarr, Senesi, Rodon to Thiago, Minta, Timber, Anderson? Yes, and I'd even tell you, James, use your 5th free transfer on anything. Whether that's, if you have your bench boost played, whether that's doing an Esteve to the likes of a Heaven to make you an extra 0.1 of a million, use that free transfer because you won't get it. It'll be gone after this week. But they're nice 4 moves there. Mateta, Sarr, Senesi, Rodon, Thiago, Minta, Timber, Anderson, all good to go there then as well. Hin Canopy on a wild card. Who is Hin Canopy? Who's he? I'm not even going to pretend I know who that is. Hin Canopy. Oh, the Arsenal defender. Right. Fair enough. Piero Hincanopy. He's been starting for the last couple of weeks. I'm not even going to pretend I knew who he was. What is he? 5'4", an extra 1.1 million will get you to Timber. Mosquera, is he going to be out for the weekend? Let's take a look at Mosquera. Yeah, he's flagged then as well. Look, if you can't get to Timber, probably Mosquera is going to be sidelined with that injury. The fact he had to come off in the first half anyway. Timber's your main shout, even set piece threat then as well. For a small lad, he's a good lad to head the ball. Timber, but look, if you can't get to another Arsenal defender, Hincanpi, go from there. I won't even pretend, as I said, that I knew who.
It'll be worth a shout though. Yeah. If he's going to be playing for a few weeks.
Yeah, 5.4. I don't know when Gabriel is going to be back. Let's have a look at Gabriel. When Gabriel is back, that's the good thing about these 5 free transfers. When he is back, I'm definitely going to be making that sideways move. Yeah, right, unknown return date. Probably going to be an extra month. It was rumoured until Christmas. I saw another report that it's going to be January. So let's see when he is going to be back there. Right, Van Heck or O'Reilly or Tiao. If you can get to O'Reilly, get O'Reilly into your team there. I was delighted to have him on the free hit. Even watching that Leeds game, was very, very unlucky only to come away with 1 assist. He set up, who was at Foden as well. Foden had a shot saved from a pullback from him then as well, and he's very attacking. So he's not even a City defender. You can nearly classify him as a City attacker. Dawn in the chat as well. Good morning, Dawn. How are you? I want Foden in for Semenyo, but that involved a -4. So just thinking Mateta off to Thiago. Nothing wrong with that as well. If you want to leave Mateta in for 1 week, Semenyo to Minta is what I'm probably eyeing up. So nothing wrong with that then too, if you want to go with that. But I won't tell you to not go for Thiago because the form he's in. Absolute pen merchant as well the last couple of weeks. He's been flying. Play 2 of Richards, Enzo, Semenyo and Anderson. Great setup, lads. It is indeed, Johnny. Play 2 Richards, Enzo, Semenyo and Anderson. Out of those then, with the fact you've given us 3 outfield options, attacking options, I always go with the 2 attackers over the defenders. Probably Enzo and Semenyo, just, I think. That being said, if you have a couple of transfers, Johnny, there's nothing wrong with going for a Semenyo to Foden. If you have the money, do let us know if you have anything in the bank. But Enzo and Semenyo out of those. With Anderson, he's probably only looking for the DEFCON. You've a better chance of an attacking return from Enzo and Semenyo for now. But if you have a few free transfers available, no harm making a few changes. San Roepson, I made a Hames of that today, but nothing to do. Petrovic to Verbruggen or Gomez to Potts. Petrovic to Verbruggen, nothing wrong with that. Go for that. QMVQ, Niall, a question. Who is the most sustainable striker for the next period aside from Haaland and Thiago? Mateta will get sold by everyone soon due to minutes, so it's a thing to think about carefully. Nigel,
I'm in that dilemma as well.
what are you thinking?
Who's looking good?
You have Waldemade at home to Burnley.
That's yeah. I did look at that transfer. He's tempting.
Fixture wise, right? Let's get up the fixtures here to see how we're looking. Even first off, this week's fixtures. Do you even want anyone else in the forward line? Do you probably just forget about the forward line and then go back to your midfield? Like Haaland and Thiago, everyone's going to have. I'm in a 3-5-2. What formation are you? Are you 3-4-3 or 3-5-2?
At the minute I haven't actually picked my team properly yet, but
that's why we're here. It's all good.
3-4-3 at the minute.
3-4-3, right? I think it's probably better off QMVQ to forget about the third striker option. There's plenty more options in midfield. You have the extra point for a clean sheet, extra point for a goal from the midfielders. The fact there's no, even looking at this week, Aston Villa strikers, Ollie Watkins, you got 2 during the week. I wouldn't pay that money for him. Evan Nielsen, Krupi Jr. is sniffing around then as well. Even Krupi Jr. is a decent third striker option if you want to rotate your fifth midfielder and your third striker. Everton, Barry definitely not. Forest, Igor Jesus maybe not. Waldemade up and down. Who have they after this week? So the Burnley, Sunderland, not the worst fixtures. Chelsea. I think forget about the third striker. It's not answering your question, KMVQ, but I think forget about the third striker option. Get a fifth midfielder in. There's more value in the midfielder than the forward options. And that
I'd be probably looking if I could downgrade and then go maybe up for Semenyo up to Foden then or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'd be saying then as well. Yeah, so forget about the third striker option, KMVQ. Put your money into your midfield. There's better shouts there from you. FTBL07, good to see you, man. Thoughts on Wilson and Chukwueze for the upcoming Fulham fixtures? I wouldn't be going for one of those. No. Depends who you're getting rid of. FTBL09. He took his 2 goals very well during the week. Did you see those 2 volleys? The Fulham lad, Chukwueze, however you say his name. 2 brilliant goals anyway in that game. But no, I wouldn't be hopping on him. That's your probably just knee jerking or points chasing with that. Fair enough, the fixtures, but Crystal Palace, I wouldn't be bringing one in for that Crystal Palace game. Wilson out of the 2, but no, I wouldn't be going for a full midfielder. There's better options in midfield than those lads. James Matthews, from my question above, apologies James, I missed that. Starting 11 will be Raya, Timber, Van Dijk, Munoz, Minta, Bruno, Mbeumo, Rice, Foden, Haaland and Thiago. Let's get back up to James. What are we saying? 5 free transfers to burn. And then what were you saying here then as well, James? Above starting 11 will be Raya, Timber, Van Dijk, Munoz, Minta, Bruno, Mbeumo, Rice, Foden, Haaland, Thiago. Very strong midfield. If you have that 5th free transfer available, James, if you're saying you're making 4, use it. Burn it on someone. Even if you have to downgrade Rice to someone for this week, at least you can bring Rice back in next week if you want. Just use that free transfer to get rid of them, because once they're gone, they're gone. Right, Luca, where are you gone there? We just missed you. Luca, bench one of Anderson, Forrest, and Die for Thiago. Also do a free hit this week despite having triple City, double Arsenal, double Palace, Van Dijk and Minta. I wouldn't be free hitting that team. Who would you bench there, Nigel? Anderson or Ndiaye? Anderson or Forrest there?
I'd probably bench Ndiaye.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, Luke. I'm gonna go against Nigel there. Ndiaye on penalties. It's probably a game where Anderson can get some defcon as well. It's a bit of a toss up there, to be fair. Right, I'm actually gonna get a poll going on the chat then as well, so bear with us. Let's see who everybody is getting in for Semenyo. And let's probably get this going right. So Semenyo replacement. Keep the questions coming in then as well. We've plenty to get through. And if you are watching and you haven't liked the stream yet, go down there, give the stream a like. As I said, we're live from the Hawkswell in Sligo. And if you are watching, and first off, like the stream. If you're not subscribed, then also click subscribe on the channel. And we are on the road to 10k subs. Hopefully we can get there this season. We're ticking along nicely over the last couple of weeks. Right, Semenyo replacement, Foden. We're going Minta. Let's throw in Gakpo then as well. And then Bruno G will go for, let's see what the poll is saying. I'm going to guess 60% is going to be, if even 70% is going to be Foden, but I just want to see how much I'm going up against the Foden this week. So Foden, Gakpo and Bruno G. Right, let's get that going in there. Right then, back to this. Hiera, big fan of yourself. Appreciate that, Andre. Good man. Would you transfer Pope? Obviously, Roy is an option, but he isn't too expensive. 1.3 million in the bank. If you have, if you only one Arsenal defender, I probably would go for the second Arsenal defender in Raya, and get Raya into the team there. All good there. I said 70% Foden's already on 69%, 71% now. So I might be up against the majority this week with bringing in Foden. But as I said, if you are only enjoying the stream now, I can't get to Foden in one move, so I'm not taking a hit to bring in Foden this week. There's a slight risk he can be bench. I don't think he will, but I don't think it's worth a hit. Especially with Mateta up front then as well, he can easily get something against Fulham. But let's see how it plays out. Who to bench between Semenyo, James, and Van Heck? James out of those. Sam? He's probably not even guaranteed of a start, but Semenyo and Van Heck, I'll be starting those two there and benching one. FTBL 09, who would you sell to buy Van Heck? Wouldn't even bother, man. That's the same thing with the Chukwueze thing. That's probably points chasing after Van Heck getting 2 during the week. That's not going to happen again this season. It's the same thing with Stash earlier on in the season when Stash got that 15-pointer for Leeds. Everybody was buying him. Don't bother with Van Heck. Anderson, Senesi, O'Reilly, Konsa. You have a decent defence there. Is Senesi back from suspension? He should be. With Senesi, you're getting your DEFCON anyway. Yeah, I wouldn't even bother getting rid of those. So you can play Nico O'Reilly, Senesi, and Anderson, and you're good to go. Senesi and Anderson are decent shouts for DEFCON. You'd expect something from O'Reilly there. Yeah, Arsenal centre back there, Super Dutch goal. Apologies. I didn't know who he was, but now I know for sure. One free transfer, either played or will it be lost to Mateta? That shows how bad FPL is. Then I don't even look at the Arsenal defenders on the team sheet. I'm only looking for Timber and Raya, and the fact Timber wasn't even on the starting 11. I didn't even look at the starting 11 during the week. So that's how bad FPL is on my brain. But back to Andre. Yeah, if you can get Raya in, just get Raya in and save yourself the hardship or the headache of not having double Arsenal defence, because if you only have one Arsenal defender, if they get their clean sheet today, you're down in rank already if you don't have two. Right, Alex Stanton 2200. Thoughts on Donnarumma, Timber, Richards, Saka, Dewsbury Hall, your mate Nigel here, Dewsbury Hall, Ndai, Gakpo, Mateta, Hallen captain, and Thiago. Benches Dubravka, De Ligt, Semenyo, and Goodmunson. So he's Semenyo on the bench first off. Is he playing 4 at the back? No, 3 at the back. Timber, Gahey, Richards. Look, you don't have Munoz, but you should. If Crystal Palace get their clean sheet, you're laughing there with Gahey and Richards. Saka, Dewsbury Hall, and Ndai, Gakpo, Mateta, Hallen captain, and Thiago. That's a nice team there. Semenyo on the bench. Can you fit Semenyo in for anyone? Probably not. If you did Semenyo to Minta, I probably would play Semenyo. Or sorry, I'd play Minta over Dewsbury Hall then, because you already have Ndai in the team. Maybe that's something you can do, Alex. If you've got no free transfers, never mind it on then as well. KMVQ I'd argue Ben White is the best option for Arsenal in the meantime. Let's see today. You're dead right with Mosquera getting injured. That'll move Timber into the centre defence like he was during the week. That allows Ben White to go down that right wing, and he got that assist during the week for Marina's goal. So you're dead right. It could be a good shout in the short term. We're on about Gordon. Yeah, right. So Nigel, you're a Burnley fan. Newcastle against Burnley. First off, how do you think that's going to go today? A lot of people are bringing in Newcastle lads for this game. Have you any chance of that?
I mean, Scott Parker said there's a good result just around the corner, so let's hope for.
What did he say during the week? If they're putting in their best effort, whether their effort is going to be enough, we don't know.
Yeah,
that's what he said. Very strange thing to be saying in a press conference. I've great love for Dubravka and Esteve. Going back to my bench boost, the one week I needed them to get the clean sheet they got against Leeds. I don't know how you got a clean sheet that game. Leeds hit the post. Dubravka made a couple of saves. Calvert-Lewin had a header right at the end. Is it going to be that much of a thumping as everyone is thinking it is? Triple. I know I'm saying triple up on Newcastle if you are in free hit. You probably do have to attack the fixture. But will you put up a fight today? You will. Will it be enough?
Yeah, I mean, the season started all right, and and I had Jaden Anthony in my team as well, and he was probably the difference maker ultimately for me in the team. But they were unlucky. They were unlucky against United, last minute penalty. Liverpool, last minute penalty. But it's just they've really been struggling in the last few weeks. So yeah, I don't hold a huge amount of hope. for today. But whether it's going to be a thumping, I'm not so sure. But Newcastle are kind of, players are coming back and they're starting to hit a lot of form. So, if I wasn't a Burnley fan, I would probably be
tripling.
Yeah.
Shout out you.
But
actually,
I suppose you need to keep sentiment out of FPL choices, don't you?
That it just reminded me there that Bruno Fernandes penalty. I don't know if I told you before at the electric picnic. I was in. It was a Sunday or Saturday. I was in a queue for a beer. So these queues were 10 minutes long. Someone shouted over to me, "F you told me to captain Bruno Fernandes." This was in the 90th minute, and then by the time I got to the top of the queue, we had a penalty, and then someone said penalty, and I was like, "You're joking." And he goes, "I have it here. Bruno Fernandes scored." And I was coming out with 2 pints of shouting over to, "What you make of that?" And then he goes, "I love you." Oh, Jesus Christ. Just that little thing then as well, like a blank all game. He had the DEF CON, and then that last minute penalty then to as bad as it sounds, I've said it already on a YouTube video, that was probably the highlight of Electric Picnic that week.
Yeah.
Crazy. This is what FPL does. It's mad. So Ben White, not a bad shout at all. What do we think of Gordon? The fact he's on penalties is fair enough. He didn't start during the week, and as I said, it might be harsh enough benching Barnes in that game today. So he's a bit of a risk, Gordon. I was considering him, but maybe with the fact he didn't start during the week, probably that means he is going to start this weekend. But coming into this game week, it's probably worth taking a punt on someone who's definite to start, and that's why I'm lining up Minta, and that's what my current plan is. Marcus Alexander asking us there. That's why we're looking at that. I just looked at the Patreon here. I have about 50 something messages to get through here, Nigel, so we're going to go in and out through the Patreon here. So Anderson, Raya, Virgil, Tarkowski, Van Heck, Anderson of Fulham. I'm going to say Nottingham Forest, 1 grand. Let's get straight into there then as well. While I'm at this then as well, keep the questions coming in too. And if you are watching and you're not subscribed, head on down there, click subscribe on the channel. How many? We've about 50 something in the chat at the moment. We're on 40 likes. Go down there, give the stream a like if you haven't done so already. Never mind about me, for the setup around me, that deserves a like. And let's get through these messages as quick as we can here. Any advice here from Cole? He's asking Raya, what are we saying? Raya, Virgil, Munoz, Tarkowski in defence, all good. He's got 2 free transfers: Gakpo, Saka, Semenyo, Kudos and Stach, Haaland, Mateta and Isidore. So 0 money in the bank. I'm going to have to tell him to go with Isidore. Is probably going to have to go Semenyo to Minta. Leaves it how much then? Semenyo to Minta leaves you how much? And this is the beauty of live streaming then as well, Nigel. We're jumping from one thing to another, trying to make everyone happy. What have I decided? 3 question marks. They're getting impatient, Nigel, now. We have to get back to them. What have I decided? Not locked yet, but thinking Minta.
Foden captain over Haaland here on the YouTube.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, what I'm doing this night, you shout out a few lads there in the chat there, but you chat through there. You give your thoughts on whatever.
FTBL07, would you bring in Palmer next game week? That's an interesting one.
He was on the bench, wasn't he, in the Leeds game? Chelsea's fixtures after. Yeah, I saw people considering Palmer for Saka after this, but Arsenal a decent fixture. Arsenal against Wolves, so you're definitely not doing that. Saka's even a captaincy shout in game week 16.
Yeah.
Chelsea have Newcastle away in game week 17. Aston Villa, no. So with Palmer, Saka definitely has the fixtures. He got his rest during the week. He came off and got that goal from the bench. And that's the thing. I was delighted the fact Saka was benched, even though I had him in my team because I was going to captain him. He comes off, scores. Yeah. Bruno Fernandes blanks, missing out on 2 points. We won't fall out over 2 points anyhow. Right, here we go. 2 free transfers. What do you think I can use? Mateta, Sarr, Welbeck, Foden. Go for that.
James Matthews has a free transfer left to burn. Thoughts on Rice to Doku for a 1 week punt? Not a bad option. He
looked good during the week, Doku. Yeah. He was unlucky not to get his goal. It was a clear deflection, but he's a weird pick in FPL. He's so good at assisting. He just doesn't have that end product, but you don't need that end product when you've got Erling Haaland up front then as well. Once you put on a plate for Haaland. Do you know what? He's not a bad shout. I could probably go. Maybe you're making me consider Doku. I don't think so. I'm looking at Minta in that West Ham game. Doku could be a shout. But that being said, let's get him up here. I think he's got 2 double digits in the last 2 games. Doku here now, 6-6. Sorry, he hasn't. No, 8-2-2-11. So an 8-pointer against Fulham, 2 assists and that. No bonus obviously because Haaland, Chukwueze and Foden robbed those bonus points. But 2 returns, 2 blanks, 11-pointer against Liverpool. He's a weird pick. If it's only for 1 punt or 1 week punt, nothing wrong with it.
I had him on my free hit team, and yeah, I don't think he returned that week, did he?
When was that now? 2 weeks or during the week? Was it
last week? Yeah, just at the weekend.
Fair. Yeah, no, he got 2 in that. The Leeds game. Sorry, yeah. No, he didn't return in that game.
Yeah, he can be frustrating to watch when cuts in.
Yeah,
looks like he's going to do something. And
yeah. I won't say the Joe Brawley thing is a one-trick pony because he's not. He does have a lot more in his locker. It's just the end product that he doesn't have. Would Bruno G be a good shout to get him in, or Mbeumo out, Foden in? Bruno, keep Mbeumo for 1 more week.
Connor Ryan's here is saying, is Semenya to Foden the right move this week? We'd say yeah.
Yeah, if you have the funds available, if I had the funds available, I'd be going Foden in for Semenya. The fact he's already risen in price, 0.3 already is crazy. He's definitely risen in price by 0.2, but he might be 0.3 after last night. Nothing wrong with Bruno G. Right, let's keep this going.
Start 2 of O'Reilly, Calafiori, Richards or Mateta.
Surely you have to start Mateta anyway. That you must have a very strong team if you're benching Calafiori, Richards and Mateta as well. Surely you can start all 3 there. Who was asking that? What's his name there?
Yeah.
Nigel?
What's going on in midfield?
Oh yeah, Chippy Chips. Start 2 out of O'Reilly, Calafiori, Richards and Mateta. Sending the rest of the team there, Chippy Chips. Surely you can start all 4 of them. They could easily return well this week. Mario in the chat as well. Mario, good to see you, man. What are you saying? Story Nile, 1 transfer, 0.4 short for Foden. If I got rid of Semenyo, will I just go Minta, or is it silly to downgrade Saka to Foden? Do not do that. No, keep Saka in. Saka could easily return against Villa this morning, so I wouldn't do that. Do the same move with me. I think I'm going towards Minta. And look at it's a nice little punt before these AFCON transfers come in. Minta against Foden. Obviously, I'd want Foden. I can't get the Foden. Minta +4 instead of taking in Foden and a -4. I think Minta probably outscores Foden with a +4 already. So let's see how that ends up. You keep going there, Nigel. So let's see what we're going.
Mateta to Thiago or Semenyo to Minta.
Mateta to Thiago or Semenya to Minta. Yeah, they're the same things as I'm considering then as well. I think I'm giving Mateta 1 more week.
Yeah, I'd probably go to Minta, wouldn't you?
Yeah, give Mateta 1 more week against Fulham. They already conceded 5 during the week. Will they concede 5 again? Probably not. But Mateta, surely, if he can take a penalty right this time at least. What you make of that against United then as well? I remember I tweeted about it. Mitrovic 2 or 3 years ago, having Mitrovic away to Newcastle. He did that double penalty take. Didn't get any retakes. I was delighted to see Mateta miss that penalty. I forgot obviously the rule came in since Alvarez did that in the Champions League, but Mateta owners were definitely lucky at the weekend to get that penalty then again. If he wouldn't mind actually just scoring properly from the spot today or tomorrow whenever he's playing, that'd be great. But Mario, yeah, I'd just go Minta. No point getting rid of Saka to Foden.
Best defender under 5 million from Stojan Pavlovic.
Under 5 million, you're probably looking at the Palace lads. If it's a 1 week punt, okay, he's just above that. Lacroix is just above it then as well. Richards 4-6, good shout of DEFCON then as well with Richards. He got 9 during the week as well. So if you can't afford Lacroix, you obviously can. If you're looking for under 5, go with Richards. Fulham away. Look at Palace are in very good form, even defensively. Never mind on the attacking front then too. I probably will go with Richards, get him in, and at least you've cover for a Munoz or Lacroix if you don't have them already. Right, JP to Thiago or JP Thiago in there. Lots looking at James out. Any suggestions with only 1 free transfer? So we've Raya, Lacroix, O'Reilly, Virgil, Saka, Bruno, Minta, Enzo, Anderson, Haaland, Mateta and Krupi Jr. Looking to take out James. You can't get to Munoz. Is he 5'7" now or what is he? No, he's 6'1". Yeah, you can't get to him. Lacroix, O'Reilly, Virgil, Saka, Bruno, Minta, Enzo, Anderson. Just bench James. Maybe Thiago in with no other options. Grand.
Start Anderson or Senesi from Rusby.
Probably Anderson with Senesi. I think Chelsea do score in that game. Probably just there, yeah. Right, we're gonna go. We've an hour. We've 56 minutes. We've a lot still to get through in the Patreon. Let's keep it going in the chat here then as well. We've about 60 watching us at the moment. Let's try and get it pushed out to a few more people. If you are watching and you haven't clicked like, go down there, click like on the stream. And if you are watching and you're not subscribed, we are on the road to 10k subs. And Nigel has promised me if I hit 10k subs, I can own this podcast stream. You said that before, Nigel, didn't you? So click like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. As I said, we're streaming live from the Hawkswell. What a setup this is then as well. Very, very jealous of the setup here. And yeah, shout out to Nigel and the lads at the Hawkswell. Shout out to the boys again. Who's it? Mark and
Brian.
Yeah. They've made this all happen this morning. If you are joining late, what's their Instagram and YouTube again? Nigel, shout that out.
So it's the Kendi and Rabo podcast. You catch them on all the platforms. On Spotify, their podcast is on, and then the Sligo show is on YouTube.
Lovely.
Facebook. Brendan Tierney is the host of that.
Good stuff.
Great dude.
And as I said, these lads came in here since 7:30 this morning, making sure everything was running smoothly. So make sure you go over there, give them a like, give them a follow on Instagram then as well. And sure, why not go over to the podcast on Spotify then as well. Lovely. Use your transfer Yala. What are you saying there, Abdullah? Sorry. Best defender under 5. Yeah, we're going for a Chris Richards. James Matthews, have the one free transfer left to burn from the 5 in total. You mentioned Rice. What are your thoughts on Rice Adoku for a 1 week punt? Then go back to Rice. Yeah, look, it's not a bad shout. Was that the one you were looking at?
Yeah.
There? Sorry, yeah. There's nothing wrong with going that at all. Option for Anderson of Fulham, probably Chris Richards there if you want to go with that then too. Will I bring in Palmer next week? No, I don't think so with their fixtures. Semenyo to Foden, the right move this week. Yeah, if you have Foden, I'm jealous of you. If you can afford Foden, I'm jealous of you. That's the move to make this week. What else are we saying there? Bench one of Anderson, Richards, Virgil or Timber. If that's Anderson of Fulham, bench Anderson of Fulham. If it's Anderson of Nottingham Forest, it's very close between Anderson and of Nottingham Forest and Richards. You definitely have to play Virgil. You definitely have to play Timber. Maybe if you have Munoz playing already, just bench Richards, and you might get something DEFCON wise out of Anderson. Chibi Chips, my team: Sanchez, Dubravka, Byrne, Livramento, Calafiori, O'Reilly, Richards, Palmer, Minta, Cunha, Dewsbury Hall, Semenyo, Haaland, Waltermaid, Mateta. So right, you have Sanchez in goal, Byrne, Livramento, Calafiori, O'Reilly. Wow, you have a lot here. Right, you have a strong back line. How are you going to fit all those in? You're probably looking at O'Reilly, Calafiori and Byrne, or probably even Calafiori, O'Reilly, Livramento and Byrne. Double up on the Newcastle lads. Forget about Dewsbury Hall. So then you're going 4-4-2. Palmer even then as well is a big punt. I wouldn't want Palmer in this week, to be honest with you. Change it to 4-4-2 anyway. Byrne, Livramento, Calafiori, O'Reilly. Minta, Cunha's fine for this week against Wolves. Semenyo, Haaland, Waltermaid, Mateta. 4-4-3-3 is what you're going to have to change there, Chippy Chips. Free hit suggestions. Yeah, we were getting that question earlier. Michael, triple Newcastle, triple City. Bruno Fernandes, Thiago, one Arsenal defender. That's about 8 or 9 players then already. Maybe even a Minta to make it 9 or 10. Minta versus Saka on a free hit. Surely the two. Tamura, surely the two. Get Saka in for that early fixture, especially at his price point. You want at least one premium midfielder. Salah's a no-go. Palmer definitely not. So you want Saka. You can surely get Minta in the team there then as well. Chippy Chips, no bother, man. Appreciate that. Good stuff. Hi, bro. On free hit, Pickford, Tarkowski, Van Heck, Thiaw, Gakpo, Foden, Doku, Bruno G, Bruno F, Haaland, Captain Waltermaid. Bench is Kingsley, Welbeck on the bench. Wow. Welbeck, Van de Ven and Gahey on the bench. Any changes? Good feeling, probably Gakpo Halls. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that too. Higgins in the chat. Higgins, give us 1 minute. We'll get straight to you there. Sorry. Pickford, Tarkowski, Van Heck, Thiaw is fine. Gakpo, Foden, Doku, Bruno G, Bruno F. It's a strong free hit there. I probably would start Welbeck over even Doku or Bruno Guimaraes. You want Welbeck in for that West Ham game. He got his rest during the week. Get Welbeck in over one of those and you're good to go. Right, Higgins, who's a member of the channel. Niall, my honey, my baby. Which three should I start out of Cucurella, Richards, Timber or O'Reilly? which three should I start? So Richards, Timber, and O'Reilly. I think that's where you go for there. Bench Cucurella at his price point. Higgins, I don't know if I'd even have one Cucurella in the team there. 6 million for a bit of a shambles that they've had over the last couple of weeks. As I said then as well, going back, don't forget Higgins, you get your 5 free transfers next week. If you have a couple of free transfers, maybe it's time to offload Cucurella, getting the likes of a Munoz even for Cucurella. Then you're looking at a Munoz, Timber and O'Reilly in your back three. Let us know how many free transfers you have, Higgins, and we'll help you out. You're after send me a text there as well. What are we saying? Keep 2 or bench, swap for anyone. Let us know how many transfers you have, Higgins. Right, so he's got Dubravka, O'Reilly, Timber, Richards, Foden, Enzo Fernandez, Eze, Mbeumo, Thiago, Haaland, Mateta. Cucurella's on the bench as well, so you're agreeing with me already. Good stuff. Let us know how many transfers, and but looking at that team, I probably will go, even if you have the funds available, or if you have the transfers available, Pope to Araya, get Raya in now, play him over Dubravka. Apart from that, then you're looking fairly solid. You might have used your transfers already, but do let us know. Would you go for Bruno or Gordon? Sorry, Bruno Guimaraes or Gordon Tamura? Probably Bruno Guimaraes is probably the safer option for starting. But that's what I'll be saying there. Right, Finton Burke in the chat. Poor week, 300k. Looking forward to the 5 free transfers to clear things up. Any moves this week? Good stuff. Right, 10:10. We've 50 minutes to go until the deadline. We've plenty. And talking about 50, we've 51 in the chat at the moment. Do let us know where you're watching from in the world. Plenty more time to come before the deadline. We're nearly on. We're 50 throughout. 51 watching, 50 minutes to the deadline, and we're nearly on 50 likes. 50. If you are watching and you haven't liked the stream, let's get the 50 likes if we can.
There's a lot of people going for Bruno Guimaraes in the poll.
Yeah, how are we looking on the poll here? Sorry.
So, is that giving you second thoughts on the Minta?
No, actually, no. I think it's a gut feeling on Minta. I like that West Ham game. Foden on 72%, Minta on 6%, which is interesting. Wow, Minta's the last on the poll is interesting. Gakpo and then on 8%. Bruno Guimaraes on 14%. Obviously, Foden, as I said even before that poll, I thought it was going to be 70%. It's 72% now. I probably would go. Yeah, I'm still looking towards Minta, to be honest with you. If it wasn't the AFCON next week, I'd be keeping Semenyo on the team. I think it's just worth a punt going against the Greenish. What percentage ownership is he? Let's see here now. Is he even in the top? No, he's not in the top 10. Let's type him in here. That's the thing about. Don't be afraid to take a risk before we're getting these transfers as well, lads and ladies. He is. Where is it? It's 10% owned, right? Fair enough. So he's a nice differential. I'm happy enough to take a punt on him. I haven't made that transfer just yet. I don't have time to go to that credit union to get money for Foden, so I'm going to have to forget about Foden. And then that's where I'm going towards Minta. Castle 02. Should I bench boost with Semenyo, Senesi, and Anderson? Fulham on the bench. Semenyo, Senesi. Senesi's a good lad for DEFCON anyway. Anderson of Fulham against Crystal Palace, probably not. You can probably have a better week, even as a game week 17. If you have a few Burnley lads, they've got, or no, it must be 18, is it, or 16 when Burnley have West Ham at home. Is it next week? No, it's probably 18, is it? Where was it? 19. When does Burnley have that favourable fixture I was looking at? Or maybe it was just during the week, was it? Newcastle, Burnley. Where is that? Right, Burnley against Newcastle. The Fulham game. Sorry, in 16. If you've got the likes of a Dubravka and a Esteve on your bench, probably best shout of a Burnley clean sheet, especially with them being at home in Turf Moor. They're a different team defensive wise at Turf Moor. Esteve and Dubravka, probably save that for your bench with as well. Who you're saying? You have Semenyo and Senesi. Semenyo has United away. Senesi, not the worst fixture in terms of United's form, but if you're a lad that has Dubravka and Esteve on your bench, I'll be looking at that game week 16 bench boost with that Fulham game. Waltermate or Gordon, bro, 3. Get Waltermate. He's definitely safe for a start. Right, Jono, Raya, Virgil, Munoz, Van de Ven, Bruno Fernandes, Enzo, Saka, Grealish, Welbeck, Haaland, Mateta. He's got 2 free transfers here. Right, so who are you playing in the fence? Van de Ven is probably going to have to go. Van de Ven to, you can't get an Arsenal defender. Bruno, Enzo, Saka, Grealish, Welbeck. So you're going to have to play a 3-4-3. To be fair, would you go Enzo to Minta and Van de Ven to Richards? Is what I'll be saying there. Right, let's get back to this. Chalobah, Van de Ven, Anderson, Senesi. Start one out of those. Are they all going to concede? Van de Ven against Brentford is probably looking likely to concede. Anderson is I'm assuming that's Anderson and Nottingham Forest. I probably would start the Forest lad. Chalobah is probably going to concede against Bournemouth. Senesi will surely concede against Chelsea. So not looking too likely for clean sheets there. Probably just start Anderson of Nottingham Forest, and you're good to go then. Honestly, what do you think? Pope out, Henderson in. You have to get rid of Pope. If it's for free, go for it. If you're looking towards taking a hit to get rid of one of your goalkeepers, don't do that. Just do Dubravka into your team, sub into your team, and you might get some save points. Let's go back up here because we missed a few. Foden in for Mbeumo, or Thiago O'Reilly in for Senesi. Foden in for Mbeumo. You have to keep Mbeumo one more week. O'Reilly in for Senesi isn't a bad shout then as well. Don't forget Nori's off the AFCON then as well. O'Reilly, that's his spot to lose over the next couple of weeks. So get O'Reilly in. I'll probably be looking towards him. I'm on about Munoz. Don't forget Munoz is on 4 yellow cards. If he picks up another yellow card, he's going to be suspended. So if you don't have Munoz, just keep that in mind then as well. But he's been taking along nicely over the last couple of weeks. Jack B, 16.1 million and want to bench boost. Want to get rid of Mukelele, Semenyo and Guy. Any help on who to bring in for a 1 week punt for 16.1 million? Want to get rid of Mukelele. Does that mean you've only got 16.1 million for 3 lads? You're probably looking at a 4 million defender to leave you with 6 and 6. A Thiago will probably leave you with enough for Anderson. So maybe Thiago, Anderson. You could probably even keep Mukelele. Well, no, probably not against City. Looking for cheap lads with DEFCON. Let me know, Jack, how much of you left. If you get out Guy and Semenyo for Thiago and Anderson, let me know how much of you left. It might only be 4, 4, 4, 4, 5 if my sums are correct this morning. But let me know how much you have if you do those moves. Walter made over Gordon. Saka and Anderson of Fulham, or Minta and Munoz. Minta and Munoz this week. Yeah, Saka can do very well, but I think Munoz and Minta outscore Saka. Which transfer will you make? Mateta to Thiago or sell Semenyo and Dye and Mbeumo to Foden? Not enough funds to do Semenyo and Dye to Foden. One free transfer. Thiago, I'm looking at Thiago next week. I am gonna give Mateta 1 more week. But would you sell and Dye? Probably not. With the chance of some penalties anyway. Semenyo is probably the lad you have to sell there. He's probably the lad over Mbeumo. You have to keep Mbeumo for that Wolves fixture. If Mbeumo's cross went in the first half when Areola made a good save there, it'd be a different story. Everyone might be looking towards Mbeumo, but the fact United drew that game, maybe United lads are going under the radar. I won't say under the radar, but maybe they're forgetting that they're playing Wolves this week. Bro, why don't you make the Foden transfer for -4? It wouldn't be. I'm not fussed on making it on a -4. Have you taken a hit all season actually, United? Have you? No. That's the way I play the game. I'm not fussed on taking hits, especially going into this AFCON transfers with 5 around the corner. That's why I'm not saying that's all down to not taking hits, sitting at 22k. It's in the grand scheme of things, these 4 hits, these 4-point hits add up. That's a goal for a forward. An assist and whatever, near enough an assist anyway. But no, I wouldn't be.
It did cross my mind though to take a hit this week for Foden, but yeah, probably.
If I was going to take a hit, I probably should have moved Wednesday evening when Foden was rising in price. And the fact he's risen 2 or 3 times since, it's too late to be taking a hit for now. I'm happy enough to sit out in them this week, and let's see. It could be a massive mistake. Maybe it might be 22k. Maybe it might be 200k after this week without going Foden. But I'm happy enough not to take the hit and take a punt on Minta, and let's see where we end up. Mr. Donald 27. Morning, Niall. My team is finally starting to take shape after a disastrous start. Good to hear that. We'll try to climb a few leagues to save face, but my year is over before it started. Unfortunately, it's never over, Donald. We're only game week 15. You've 23 game weeks, 24 game weeks left. Plenty of time to get back. Send in your team there then as well. Let's try and get you up the ranks more.
Just as house them for any who to start between Enzo and Semenyo.
Who to start between Enzo and Semenyo? It's a tricky one. Give it a thought. Can you move Semenyo on? Semenyo to Minta. If you have to start one of them, Maybe Enzo. Are Chelsea at home or Bournemouth at home? No, Bournemouth at home. Could be a mistake getting rid of Semenyo as well with Bournemouth at home, but I don't think it is. With the fact Semenyo's playing at home, maybe start Semenyo. But if you have the funds available, so Enzo to Minty, you surely should have the funds available for that. That's what I'll be going for there. Munoz or O'Reilly on a free hit, both if you can. If not, I'd prioritise Munoz. His ceiling is a lot better than O'Reilly. But much of a muchness really. It depends where you're putting the extra funds from Munoz. If you want to go O'Reilly, it depends where you're upgrading your defence or you're upgrading your midfielder with that money saved. Dubravka, Richards, Goodmunson and Statch. Is it worth a bench boost? No. I wouldn't go for that. No. Goodmunson against Liverpool, Dubravka against Burnley. Richards probably could get something, but Statch against Liverpool, definitely not. Bench João Pedro or Reinders. Liam, if you're looking to bench João Pedro, get him out of the team. We've Max Fosh, who's a massive YouTuber here. Nigel, he's asking us. He was playing in the Sidemen charity game. This lad, I met him in London randomly at a Smiths event, and ever since now I've been helping him with his team over the last couple of weeks. But who to start out of those two? Harvey Barnes or Anthony Gordon? Wow, that's a tough one now. Let me see how his team is looking. Right, so I'm jumping between Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon here. So it's all go this morning. What's the rest of your team looking like? I'm gonna ask him. What's the rest of your team looking like? Yeah, anyone who doesn't know Max Fosh, just type his name into YouTube. He's massive, this lad. And I started watching his content 3 or 4 years ago when he was rating meal deals. And now he was playing in the Sidemen game there. He did the Uno reverse card on Mark Clattenburg in that game. So that's why he got invited to that Uno event. And I was helping him with his team. Bench João Pedro or Reinders. Liam, if you're benching João Pedro, just get rid of him. Get rid of him for Waltmid or Thiago. No point having that much money in your forward line if you're benching it. Andre, would you start Enzo or Anderson? Understand that Anderson is pretty much locked for DEFCON. He's not. We found out the hard way this week, but Enzo still has that goal assist threat as he moved back to deeper role. Same thing if you're benching Enzo at that price, I'd be going Enzo to Minter or just go with I probably would still start Enzo over Anderson. As he said, he's got that attacking threat or attacking appeal. So I'd go for there. Right, Mo Villa in the Patreon. Thiago is back in after Spurs. He punts on players. Right, I thought it was luck. Right, what are we saying? I panicked and spent -4. Foden and Bruno G in. Nothing wrong with those moves. With those, just not mad on the hit. Right, all good there. Right, 39 minutes to go until the deadline. John Baker, here we go. When should I free hit? How's your team looking at the moment? Right, send it in there, John. Just so I can't see it as of now. Is Rice going to play, do you think? If you have him, he's a keep. If you don't have him, don't buy him. That's all it is there. 2 free transfers, 1.3 million in the bank. If it wasn't for the transfer situation next week, I'd probably be edging towards using my free hit. What's your advice, please, here? Raya, Mukalele, Virgil, Gehi, Bruno, Semenyo, Ndai, Saka, Thiago, Mateta and Haaland. 1.3 million in the bank. Can you get to Foden for Semenyo? I think you can. Right, all good there. Right, 37 messages to get through there and 10 in this other chat. Right, how's the YouTube's chat going? Who the bench between Thiago and Semenyo Minta? It's a very strong team there, Castle. Surely you can start them all. Send us the rest of your team there, Castle, Thiago, Semenyo, Minta. I'd be starting all those this week, so don't be looking towards benching those. Cheaper option for Anderson, is that of Fulham or Nottingham Forest? Kevin, try and let us know. What are your current transfer plans with the above team? So I can't get the Foden one move. I'm not looking towards taking a hit. It's probably going to be Foden to Minta. We're going to lock that in about 20 minutes or 25 minutes or so, unless something changed before the deadline. What's the current plan you're most likely to... Right, I'll get that in. What do you reckon at this? Free hit. Stupidly didn't use it in 13. What transfer am I looking at? So just go with Bruno then. Bruno G for you, Michael. Bruno G, can't even spell. Going from into myself, I think. Right, should I start Rodgers over Rice? I'd probably nearly get rid of Rodgers for you might have enough to go for Foden. Rodgers to Foden if you can. If not, if you have the free transfers available, Rodgers against Arsenal, that doesn't scream Hall potential anyway. Maybe just get rid of him for the likes of a Mint. I keep saying even a Bruno G against Burnley.
Bruno Gomes or Reinders.
Reinders, I think, in that, yeah, he got his goal. Reinders during the week. He started off the season to a flyer in that game week 1, but apart from that, he's kind of dipped down. Reinders. Who was it, Bruno G or Reinders? I think that with the fixture, it's a nicer fixture for Newcastle. I hope you did start Reinders for the Fulham game. The fact if you kept on your bench for this long, but with the City or with the Madrid game, I don't know how the City lineup is going to be this week. I'm going to actually take a quick look on Twitter in a sec. Do I think Gakpo's minutes are a risk? I was considering him.
Yeah, we were saying earlier that he got taken off.
Yeah,
at half time.
Got taken
during the week
off early. Right, then what do we? Fulham maybe thoughts on Fulham attackers. Alu, not for this week against Crystal Palace. No, Crystal Palace are looking very solid in defence, so I wouldn't go against the Crystal Palace lads. Or bring in a Fulham lad this week. Definitely not. I know they scored 4 goals against City. Wouldn't be stressing to bring in one of those. Who's the best for 2 weeks before wildcard in 17? Bruno G, Doku or Minta? Yeah, maybe Bruno G. He's a better fixture. I think Minta hasn't Liverpool next week after this. Yeah, Bruno and Burnley and Sunderland. So maybe just Bruno G. Go for that. Get that locked in. I'm probably looking at let's see how Minta gets on this week. To be honest, even Liverpool isn't the worst fixtures for Minta, considering their form. But I'm looking towards maybe a 1 week punt and then getting rid then as well. Right then, 35 minutes to go until the deadline. We have 50 is watching us in the chat, 60 likes on stream, which is great to see then as well. I'm just going to give this stream another little retweet on Twitter. If you are watching, as I said, head on down there, click subscribe on the channel, click like on the stream if you haven't done so. Let's try and get to 70 or 80 likes before the stream does end. And right, let's give this a little retweet. Vardiol, O'Reilly on a free hit. Vardiol's probably the safe. Well, no, to be honest, I think both are safe. You'd nearly wonder if Aït-Nouri is back, is he going to give him one last game before, or 2 last games before he goes to AFCON? Probably not in O'Reilly's form. So maybe just get O'Reilly in, and I think you're good to go then. Best week to bench boost and free hit, as I said, if you have Dubravka and Esteve on your bench, maybe just go for it when they play Fulham at home. Is it next week or the week after Burnley? That's probably their best shout of a clean sheet, especially with them playing at home. Free hit, if your team isn't bothered this week, I don't think it will be. But if you want to try and capitalise on those, if you want triple City, if you want triple Newcastle, why not play it this week? But it's a bit of an awkward week to play it this week because there's some good fixtures around with United playing Wolves. Maybe even Everton against probably not. Look, if you don't have triple City, if you don't have some Newcastle, there's nothing wrong with going with a free hit if you want to. Niall, I'm not sure if it's me, but the sound seems low. I'm going to move this into my mouth a wee bit more, so hopefully that's alright. Maybe I was a bit too far away from it. I need to catch up and rank Bruno captain over Haaland advisable. I'm still a bit hurt after that Bruno captain during the week. I've learned my lesson, so I'm not going against Haaland this week. I don't think it's the week to go against Haaland. Maybe next week when Saka has Wolves and City are away to Crystal Palace, maybe that's when you go against Haaland again this week, or next week, sorry. But choose it wisely. Sunderland at home is not a game, especially Haaland off a goal and 2 assists. He'll be raging. First off, he won't be raging that he got the 100 club, but he'll be raging that he hit the post in that game twice, and he'll be eyeing up a few more goals this week. -4 to get a Foden in. Trez, no, definitely not. Don't think it's worth it. Good to see you in the chat though, man, as always. Killian, if I can afford Foden for Semenyo, is that what you would recommend? Yeah, if I could afford Foden, I know I've been saying this all stream. If I could afford Foden, I'd be getting Foden in. Right, what else? Grand. What else? I was thinking Thiaw, Van Heck, and Munoz on free hit. Would O'Reilly start above any of those? Maybe even over Van Heck. I know West Ham. It's a good game on paper, but I wouldn't be that confident of a Brighton clean sheet. Thiaw, fair enough. Munoz, definitely you need him in there then as well. Probably O'Reilly over Van Heck. I'd be going for that. More chance of an attacking return. I think Van Heck is a bit of a knee-jerk move, especially after his 2 goals that was just a freak game where he got those 2 goals, so wouldn't be going those. Do you think I should keep him and start him? Keep Gakpo, yeah. Keep Gakpo if you have him. Of him. Minta in. Grand. This good to go. Here we go. Raya, Lacroix, Munoz, Kanate, Bruno G, Saka, Foden, Wirtz, Baleba, Ekatike, Haaland. Any moves left? I'll be getting rid of Ekatike or Baleba. Any moves left? Where are we going there then? Raya, Byrne, Timber, Munoz, Minta, Saka, Barnes, Foden, Waltermid, Haaland captain, and Mateta. Good to go there. I like that team. Like, nice little punt on Harvey Barnes. Right, what do we have? What's the current plan for the team? Who's your second choice instead of Foden? Minta. If you can't get the Foden, Minta's your man. Which week? Same as yours, as with Donnarumma. What week would you suggest? Nothing wrong with this week if you want. Nothing wrong with this week. 3 Newcastle City live. Grand. Right. Will O'Reilly be benched, Craig? There's a chance everyone could be benched. There's even a chance Haaland could be benched. Is it going to happen? No. Just you never know with Pep. It's a thing with Aït-Nouri then as well coming into the AFCON. We might give him a game or 2 before, but I think when Pep's in a rhythm, he just keeps his team anyway. But that being said, the Madrid game on Wednesday is a little question mark. That's why I wouldn't be pushed into taking a hit for Foden. Free transfer on Foden is completely fine. Definitely not a -4 for Foden, considering there's a chance he could be benched. Castle 02. I've Saka, Semenyo, Ndai, Mbeumo, Anderson, Haaland, Thiago, and Waltermid. So tempted to use bench boost. Saka, Semenyo, Ndai, Mbeumo, Anderson, Haaland, Thiago, and Waltermid. That's a very strong starting front 8. Nothing wrong with going for it if you want to go for it. Get that locked in. Bruno G, captain for a differential. Nigel is going to tell you no because he's a Burnley fan. I'm going to say no then as well. It's not the week to go against Haaland. Sunderland away, maybe, but I don't even think so. Thinking Starch to Foden and JP to Guy, although having Foden has never got to me. That's all good there. Get that in. He's on and off, but when he's on fire. Any word on Thiago? He's fine. Peter. Semenyo to Foden for -4. No, do not do that. Not worth a hit. Right, lots of messages to get through here. Put the thumbs up instead of the fire there. Good to roll. Raya, Virgil, Munoz, Timber, Bruno, Ndai, Mbeumo, Anderson, Thiago, Mateta, Haaland. Good to roll. Use your transfers if you have them. Have you used your bench boost yet? Castle, I have 35-point bench boost back in Game Week 8 or Game Week 9 I have, so I got very lucky on the bench boost. I'm sorry, Nigel, it won't be a 35-pointer this week on your bench boost, but 10 to 15 is what I'd be looking for in a bench boost. I just got crazy lucky. Mukilela getting a goal, assist, Defcon, and then Dubravka and Esteve getting a clean sheet. So 10 to 15 is what you want. I have used a bench boost, so I got very lucky with it.
I'm just about to hit it now. I'm going to go with my bench boost.
Go through your team there while I'm replying to these, Nigel, if that's all right. Shout out.
So, Dubravka, Williams, Esteve, Timber, Saka, Minta, Semenyo, Fernandez, Haaland, Mateta, Thiago. And on the bench is Kelleher, Dewsbury Hall, Anderson, and one of the Brighton defenders, Ferdio.
Yeah, he's starting at least, and he's getting
a starter,
minutes, so, 10 points off that bench. If you get Dewsbury Hall does well, if he gets an assist or a bit of Defcon, I think you're good to go there. Don't be one of them managers now that puts Haaland, Saka, and whoever.
Put everyone on the bench.
Don't do that. And say you've got a 30 or 40 point bench boost. Ben Jerk, my team at the moment is Raya, Van Dijk, Munoz, Timber, O'Reilly, Doku, Saka, Mbeumo, Minta, Mateta, and Haaland. Should I bench anyone here for Dewsbury Hall because he's Forest at home? Well, Nigel is, as just said, he's bench boosting, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Can you bench anyone out of those? I don't think so. Doku, Saka, Mbeumo, Minta, Mateta, and Haaland. I think Dewsbury Hall has to stay on the bench there, unfortunately. Our team is almost the same, Kevin. I have Sarr and Senesi. You have Timber and Anderson. I have 3 free transfers. Any suggestions? If you can get the Timber, go for it. If not, get rid of Sarr to Minta. Three free transfers. Sending the rest of the team, Kevin, it was the same as mine. Who'd you be looking at getting rid of? If you have to use up the transfer, maybe go Mateta to Thiago, so it's a week early. But apart from that, get those done there. Have you used bench boost? Start three of Timbers, Van de Ven, O'Reilly, Senesi. Timber, Richards and O'Reilly. That's who would be starting there. Right, 27 minutes to go. How are we here? Right, I have a lot to get back in the Patreon. If you are watching on the Patreon, I know a lot of you do tune into the deadline stream. We're multitasking here as much as we can, so I will get back to you all. Don't worry.
Dr. James here. Will Foden get arrested this week? Again, with the Real Madrid game is a possibility, but I would say Foden will play.
Yeah, the fact he's coming off 4 goals in the last 2 games. Once Foden gets going, he gets going, and Pep knows that himself then as well. So it could be even early sub after 60 minutes if the game is done with that game during the week. But I'd be more inclined. It's because I don't even have him. I'm more inclined that he is going to start than be benched. If I could easily say he's going to be benched because I don't have him, but no, I think he is going to start. I'm going to be, at least the Spurs game is on at 3 o'clock. Maybe that's a good sign. We don't have to see the City game and seeing Foden Hall. But does Foden not just feel like such a trap, Josh? He
has been a trap for me before.
Yeah, he's a troll. He definitely is a troll FPL player. But once you have him in the team, once he's flying. I remember I took him out. Was it 2 years ago? Brentford away. And he got a hat-trick in that game. And I remember just watching the game. Haaland captain. I think Haaland got an assist. And Foden scoring. So I don't have the best relationship with him. He did well for me on the free hit 2 weeks ago. But he definitely is a troll player. It's just... if you have the funds...
because I got burned with him before, I took him out of my free hit team and it was a big mistake.
Yeah.
You probably are best just not to use past experience.
Yeah, exactly. Look ahead. That's all. OAM in the chat there. Hello FPL era. My team is Lamans. Nice to see Lamans shout. Good to see it, but I wouldn't have gone with him anyway. Tiao, Lamans, Tiao, O'Reilly, Timber, and Mbeumo, Doku, Barnes, Bruno Fernandes, Minta, Welbeck, Haaland, Dubravka, Thiago on the bench. Sub Thiago into that team there. Don't have him on the bench there. Who can you start him over? Lamans, Thiago, O'Reilly, Timber's fine, and Mbeumo, Doku, Barnes, Bruno Fernandes, Minta, Welbeck, Haaland. Wow, you can't even fit Thiago in there. You have to start Thiago, maybe over... it's between Doku and Barnes, but they have really good fixtures then as well. Sorry, should I play bench boost? that makes a life a lot easier. Yeah, I'd be bench boosting that. The fact you have Thiago, even Cash might no, he won't get some defcon. Dubravka might get some saves. It's the fact you've Van Berg and Thiago away to Spurs. If Thiago gets a goal, that's 9 points. Whatever about the rest of the lads in your bench boost, then you might end up with a 14-15 pointer on Thiago alone on your bench. The fact you can't fit him in, I'd be playing your bench boost there. Thoughts on Mateta and Van de Ven to Thiago and Calafiori for -4? No. Van de Ven, Mateta to Thiago if you want. If that's your only move you have to make, not Van de Ven to Calafiori for -4, because you need Calafiori to get an attacking return to get by your break even. If you only get a clean sheet, you're only breaking even there. Anderson versus O'Reilly. Anderson versus Rice Thiago. Who to bench? Anderson versus O'Reilly. Start O'Reilly if it's Anderson of Fulham. And Anderson versus Rice Thiago. Who to bench? Start Thiago. Just whoever you're benching there, just don't bench Thiago. Right. Let me just message into here. On stream here, guys. Lots of messages. You want to go through there, Nigel? Let's keep the chat going there if you can. See what's going on. Am I keeping Mateta? I am. Main points below. So if you can afford Foden, so then you'll go with that.
Thoughts on Mateta and Van der Ven to Thiago and Calafiori for a -4?
No,
wouldn't do that.
Not for a hit. No. Minta next best replacement.
Anderson versus O'Reilly, Anderson versus Rice or Thiago. Who to bench?
Who was it there? Sorry, who to bench? Yeah, sorry. Anderson, O'Reilly. Start Anderson. Anderson versus Rice or Thiago. Just don't bench Thiago. Get him in there. Yeah. Caicedo on the bench and 0.2 in the bank. Any suggestions regarding a replacement or hold? Cheers. Caicedo on the bench, 0.2 in the bank. Caicedo's in around 5'6", 5'7", is he? Isn't he 5'6" or 5'7"? I think he is. Caicedo 5'8". So you've only 6 for a midfielder. Let's have a quick look for a midfielder for you for 6 million. Who are we looking at? Xhaka, no. Cullen, no. We were chatting about him earlier. Casemiro, no. Just keep him on the bench. There's no point taking him out there. No, I wouldn't go with that.
Josh Hickey, is you keeping Mateta? You're keeping Mateta for another week.
I'm keeping Mateta. Give him one last week. Will Saliba play? Any news? It looks like Saliba is. Arteta said he'd be okay in a few days. So that might mean he's going to miss the Villa game. Sorry, this morning. Love the setup this week. We're live, as I said, from the Hawkswell Theatre in Sligo. Shout out to the lads at the Hawkswell for letting us come into this setup. What a setup it is then as well. Love the setup. Yeah, pick 3 to start. Van Dijk, Gahey, Timber, Chalobah, O'Reilly. Van Dijk, Timber and O'Reilly. Just getting ahead of Gahey there. Alex, should I do Mateta and Semenyo to Foden and Thiago for -4 given fixtures? Only way I can afford Foden. Similar team to you. No, not for a hit, Alex, this week. Mateta and Semenyo, Foden and Thiago -4. I don't think that's where to hit. Sort it out with the free transfers next week. Should I sell Enzo and get in Bruno G, Minta or João Pedro? Should I sell Enzo and get in Enzo to Minta? But then you want to be getting rid of João Pedro then as well. João Pedro to Welbeck is probably the better shout, because Welbeck is going to be on set piece and penalties over Minta, so maybe just go with that. What do you think of my wild card for Bruggen, Thiago, Timber, Munoz, Bruno, Foden, Saka, Bruno G, Thiago, Welbeck and the robot up front? Wildcard team, so Timber, Munoz, Thiago, not a bad shout. Probably would nearly go for Burn over Thiago. We're not fully gone on Thiago, we haven't seen much of him. And Burn is probably a better shout for Defcon. Bruno, Foden, Saka, Bruno G, Thiago, Welbeck and Haaland. That's a nice wildcard team there, to be fair. Will Declan Rice play? If you have him, you keep him. If you don't have him, don't buy him. That's all the easy answers there. Right then, how are we for time? 20 minutes to go. Right, let's have to think about my own transfer now. What players do I reckon?
I'm probably doing the exact same transfers as Alex there next week without the -4.
Yeah, I'm looking at Foden and Thiago in for probably Mateta and could even be an Ndai. Alex, I might have enough for that. Let's have a look. Right, so 3. Haaland, O'Reilly, Foden, 3 Newcastle, Burn, Bruno, Walt, and then Liverpool, Gakpo, Virgil is where we're going there. Leanne, hey FPL, hey FPLer, I can't even say my own name, Nigel. Wow, hope you're good. On a free hit, Raya, Van Heck, Munoz, Gahey, Burn, Foden, Bruno, Minta, Waltermid, Haaland, Welbeck, bench. Van Dijk, Gakpo, Dewsbury Hall. Any tips? Wow, you're on a free hit and you have a very strong bench. Munoz, Gahey, Burn, you're going 4 in the fence. Bruno, I try and get other Bruno then as well. Bruno Fernandes away to Wolves. So Foden, Bruno G, Minta, Waltermid. You've probably too much money on your bench with Van Dijk, Dewsbury Hall and Gakpo. So I'd be going Raya. Would you be going double arse on the fence? Maybe not with other fixtures. Crystal Palace is fine. Van Heck. Use your money that you're saving from Virgil and Gakpo to upgrade one of your midfielders, even a Dewsbury Hall to Bruno, and then even Waltermid and Haaland. I probably would even prefer the fact you have got Minta and Welbeck. Downgrade Welbeck to Marquis, and then get Bruno Fernandes in there just for that Wolves game. Semenyo to Minta is what I'm saying here. Sorry for that mistake there. Cole, do I play Enzo away and Die at home in Die? Any moves? No. Question, does triple captain have to be used? No. Semenyo is going to return today once everyone sells him. Agreed. Cheers. I think the plan with FPL is used in game week 17. It is, yeah. West Ham game. Right then.
Rangel, Semenyo to Gordon for a -4.
No,
I wouldn't do that.
Not for a -4. No. Right, let's get through all these then as well. Community chat. Right, we've got them.
I've had Rodgers for the last 3 game weeks and he's gotten 24 points, but I've watched Villa and they've actually been poor. Rodgers very lucky to return so much.
He got an assist over the top for Watkins, didn't he, as well? And then he got the 2 against Leeds. And the 1 week I wanted him to return on the free hit, he didn't return. In that was it the Wolves game? Yeah, he didn't return. But if you have Rodgers in your team, I probably would move him on, just for one week punt before the AFCON transfers do come in, and then see how you set up on that. If you could do Rodgers to Minta, go with that. I'm just looking at the time here, 17 minutes to go. Foden a good captain option. Start one of either Ekitike or Krupi. If you're not starting Ekitike at that price and you're benching him over a 4.6, 4.7 million forward, get him out of your team. But Ekitike has to surely start that for you. Look towards probably a Thiago, or you could no, Ekitike should be fine. Did he play during the week, Ekitike, or did he just come on? Let's have a look here. Ekitike. That's the thing though. If you're considering benching, what is he, 8-9 million striker, just get rid of him. There's no point having him in your team. So no, he didn't. He came off the bench for McAllister with 15 minutes to go. No, just get rid, or just start him. If you've on order moves, I've been nearly tempted to move him on. Right, we've 70 in the live chat here, which is great to see. It's going to pick up now before the deadline. Dan Dardle, FPL era deadline is a must. The kids' breakfast can wait. Keep up the good work. Dan Dardis, love that. Great to see that, man. Appreciate that. If you are watching and you haven't liked the stream, we're nearly on 70 likes then as well. And if you are watching and you're not subscribed, head on down there, please. Click subscribe on the channel. We've got a nice few subs since we started this, and we're going nearly 2 hours now, Nigel. That's flown so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, flies by, doesn't it?
We're not fully locked in yet though, so don't forget that we still have our moves to make, and I just have a few more people to get back to here then as well. If you want to go forward on the captaincy, nothing wrong with going that if you want. What do you think? Pope out, Henderson in, Badera, go for it. You need a goalkeeper. If it's for free, yes, go for it. When I've used 3 transfers this week and use free hit, will my team next week ignore these transfers made? Yeah, so if you use your free hit, it's going to go back to your team what it was before your free hit. So you could lock in your free transfers now thinking you're going to have those next week. You won't. So you won't. You're going to go back to your team in game week 14. So if you're using your free hit, keep that in mind. Leanne, thank you. As a Liverpool fan, I never ever bringing a United in. Just my thing, and it served me well over the years. That's nothing wrong with that. I do consider you have a lot of money on your bench is the only thing. Who the bench for Minta out of these there? Anderson, easy shout there. Anderson, right, quarter to 11. Let's keep this going. Right, where are we going? Team reviews. FPL, what do you think of FPL draft? Who would you transfer out? Senesi, right, let's ignore the draft for a sec. What do you recommend do I do for this? We can't afford Semenyo, but can take a -4 and do Semenyo Foden. Semenyo, same to Minta is what are we going there. What are we saying in the chat there?
Did you catch that triple captain Haaland one?
Missed that one. No,
it's
who
an
was
option.
asking that?
We kind of had a chat about that
yeah.
earlier on. You could aim for this one or keep it for West Ham.
Keeper for West Ham, I probably would.
That's
Nothing
what
wrong
I'd
with it
lean
this
towards,
week.
but yeah.
I'm as we said earlier, you're expecting at least 1 goal from Haaland, 3 bonus point. That's 9. In a glass as half full situation, it's better than the 2-pointer gets lead. So go with that. If you think he's going to get more than 2, go for it. I think he's going to get at least 1. Sunderland are good defensively, so I probably would just go for that and wait for the West Ham game. Bruno G is more consistent. Right, who the bench FPL out of these? Raya, Tarkowski, Anderson, Thiaw, Mbeumo, Saka, Minta, good to go as is.
Starter 1890 as Welbeck, a good pick. I think he's a good pick.
He is, yeah, and he got his rest during the week then as well. So if you have Welbeck, I like that fixture. That's why I'm looking towards Minta this week then as well. So nothing wrong with that. Any changes? Have my subs used Semenyo to Foden, Richards down to Alderete to make funds. Good to go. Good to someone else asking here. Sorry, on the Haaland triple captaincy. Where is it gone now? Missed the message.
Cooper 99 bench in Dye or Enzo.
Maybe Enzo. Just I like. I'm maybe biased because I haven't Dye in the team. You're saying Enzo, are you? Or who are you saying?
Yeah.
Saving for West Ham. Yeah, someone's asked me again on the triple captaincy here. Right then, 13 minutes to go. Make sure if you are using your free hit, get your teams locked in, and don't forget to use the free hit then as well. What's the changes? Do you know what? We'll let's have a think about what I'm going to do here now. So, Ndai is fine. I'm going to leave him for another week. Forest, Chelsea. He can go for the Chelsea game. So next week, I'm just playing around here with moves. So if I go Minta this week, of course, I hate this new website that you have to. Oh my god! Right, Minta, grand 6-3. If I go Mateta, to Thiago. I don't think that leaves me enough for Foden, does it? 2.4. It does, yeah, right. Okay, I'm grand with that. I'm content with that. So I can afford Foden next week with 2 moves, taking out Ndai and Mateta. So I'm looking towards that mint to move this week. Right, so let me just sort that. Defense is fine. No issues in defense. Of course, if Munoz gets a yellow card this weekend, he's going to be suspended for 16. But Sunderland have Newcastle at home. Big derby game there. Might be scruffy. At least, right. So there's method to my madness here. If I bring in Minta this week, I can afford Mateta and Ndai next week to Foden and Thiago. So I'm happy enough doing that. Leaving it off next week. Until next week, sorry. I'm going to do the Minta move right now. That's 1.3 million in the bank. Let's leave it there for a sec, and we'll add a bit more suspense to the end of the stream. We're nearly on 100 viewers as well, which is great to see. We're on, what are we saying there, 91 is it? Let's try and get the likes, keep going on the stream there. Let's try and see if we can hit 100 likes live at the Hawkswell. Down to 85, we're 15 away. Get liking the stream then if you can, and it would be great to hit 100 live viewers live here from Sligo then as well. Shout out to the Hawkswell once more then as well. We'll give you another shout out before this ends, but what a setup to have here for us today. What's my plan for triple captaincy, Alex? Yeah, we're looking at a 17 in for the West Ham game. Are people sleeping on Newcastle assets this week, home against Burnley? Yeah, we were chatting about the Newcastle lads. I just don't fancy taking out Mateta for Waltermaid. Bruno G isn't a bad show for Minta if you want to go that route too. So that's what I'd be saying there then as well. Right, let's see. 10 minutes to go. Right then.
Which best 4.5 million defender, Anderson or Van Hecke this week?
Van Hecke for that Brighton game. Yeah, I'll be going Van Hecke in there then as well. Fantasy done. Tenta. Did you get a look at the Discord, William? No, we didn't. Right, let's get straight to the Discord for William there. We're on 95 viewers, which is great to see. Let's try and get to the 100 if we can. Right, fantasy done, all good. Don't be scaring me saying the deadline is done. It's not done yet. Any changes to the free hit, William? Let's get straight to you. So Byrne, Virgil, Munoz, O'Reilly, Foden, Bruno, Mbuemo, Gakpo, Haaland captain, Waltermaid. Looks good. Looks good there. Why Mint instead of Foden? Just a feeling this week. Grand. Right, William, let's get on to you here then as well.
80-40 here is saying great to have you in Sligo. Rovers. Sligo Rovers for the league next year.
Who sent the 80-40 Sligo Rovers to the league next year? Yeah, I won't send about Sligo Rovers. They looked after me when I was down there, but you all know I'm a Galway United supporter. But yeah, no, great to see at least the two of us stay up then as well with what was going on towards the end of the season. But yeah, we'll forget.
Squad's looking healthy this year.
The Sligo, is it? Yeah, no, it always isn't. We're losing a lot of players going now. Right, William, sorry, back to you here now. FPL era, if you see this, throw that answer up here, please and thanks. Right, Munoz, Virgil, Senesi, Saka, Ndai, Bruno, Semenyo, Minta, Haaland and Mateta. Thiago, Foden and O'Reilly in with 3 free transfers. That's what I'll be going for there. Semenyo for Minta or Mateta for Thiago. Semenyo for Minta. Drop 1 Gakpo, Minta or Thiago. Drop 1 probably Gakpo there, lads. Right, I'm going to lock this in now because the Patreon's going to be given out if I don't have it sent in on time. So let's just make sure we're taking out Semenyo there. Make these transfers. Semenyo in, Minta out. Free transfer. It's a little punt. I'm happy enough to make it. We've got 5 transfers around the corner. We don't need to go too rogue on the moves, but it's not worth taking a hit, and I can get Thiago and Foden in next week, as I said. So Semenyo out, Minta in, done. Right, vice captain is going to be on. Doesn't really matter, but just to be safe, who out of those? I'll leave it on Bruno Fernandes. Right, let me just send this in quickly. Howie on the chat there, Nigel then as well. Thanks, great stream as always, William. Good man. Cheers for the support as always. Which is great to see. Right, 8 minutes to go until the deadline. Get your teams locked in if you haven't done so already. We're on
Bench and Die and Enzo and Thiago over Richards.
Yeah, I'd start in Die and I'd start Thiago. Any Arsenal team news? Let's have a quick scroll then as well. Let me just send this in to the Patreon. Keep the questions coming then as well. Semenyo and Van de Ven to Foden and Thiago. Semenyo, Van de Ven to Foden and Thiago. If it's for free, go for it. If not, ignore it. Don't be taking a hit, as we were saying the week before you get 5 free transfers. It's essentially a free wildcard next week, so ignore that. Right, let me just send this in then too.
Should I get rid of Salah for a -4? I wouldn't do that.
No, especially with the Leeds fixture, it's tough. Waiting, man. Right, there we go. Everyone's getting a bit anxious that I haven't sent my team in yet. Right, here we go then as well. So you can see what goes on behind the scenes, Nigel. You're going from one thing to another thing to another thing.
Flat out.
It's honestly, it's crazy, but it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
My free hit 11 is Raya, Livermento, Byrne, Van Dijk, Foden, Bruno, Minta, Haaland, Walt, Thiago. Good free hit team there. You're good to go. Speaking of Galway United players, one of them has just messaged me here, so we better help him. It's a tough call. I was thinking Foden also for Semenyo as a bit in the bank, but he also has to hit this week if he wants to move big in January. Best of luck with it anyway. Let's hope and pray. I'll get my team right next week with the 5+ transfers. Let's hope the damage isn't too bad again this game. Nice one. Conor McCormick there, captain of Galway United. Great to see him giving us a message there. Right. If you can afford, go for it there, Nigel. Sorry.
Semenyo and Van der Ven to Foden and Thiago. That looks pretty good.
For free, if for free, yeah, go for that. If it's for free, yeah. Caicedo replacement, you're looking at a 6 million market. If you've probably in and around, if you can stretch to a Minta, go for the Minta. If not, you're looking at an Elliot Anderson or even Casemiro we were chatting about earlier. It's not ideal, but you're go for it then as well. We're nearly on 90 likes. If you are watching and you haven't liked the stream, go down there, give the stream a like. We've been going now for the last 2 hours and 8 minutes. 6 minutes to go into the deadline. Let's try and get 90 likes if we can at all before
Henry's here, a -4 to sell Semenyo to Minta. I wouldn't.
No, not for a hit. No, not for a hit. Right, let's make sure everyone's happy here then as well. I didn't get Van Dijk, so can afford Foden. Go for it if you can afford. Thiago or O'Reilly to buy. O'Reilly better shout long term. 8 Nori's gone for the AFCON. Good to go.
Virgil van Dijk or Anderson from Forest this week.
Van Dijk surely. Dijk surely. I'm going
start Enzo or Xhaka.
Enzo. Xhaka might get some DEFCON against Sunderland or against City. Sorry, but no, I'd go in there. John Michel team is sent in. Don't be give it out, man. It's 5 minutes to go to the deadline. Get that locked in there. Would my 2 free transfers? No. So that's it, Alex. No, if you've only got 2 free transfers this year or this week, sorry, you'll only be 5 max next week. So this is the week where you have to use your free transfers. 3 free transfers. FPL. What's your suggestions? Lacroix, Virgil, Senesi, Sar, Senesi, and Mateta. Yeah. Sar, Senesi, Mateta to Foden, Thiago, and what's left?
Haaland to Voltamarda for a free punt for 1 week before getting the 5 free transfers. I don't think I'm just being clouded by my Burnley fandom.
Yeah. Rob,
don't do that.
I know Rob there. No, he's definitely not in the pints at 5-11. No, that's a bit of a no. Don't do that, Rob. Definitely not. I know you're not doing that. But before the 5 free transfer, maybe no. But no, you have to captain Haaland this week, Rob. Do not do that. Well, my 2 free. No, sorry, it won't. Alex, no. You'll only have 5 max next week. Doku or Guimaraes. If you already have Haaland, if you already have Foden, obviously go Guimaraes. Doku isn't a bad shout, especially if it's only a 1 week punt. I'd nearly prefer Doku over Guimaraes. O'Reilly to buy there, yeah. Locked in Foden, Waltermid and Barnes for Semenyo, Mateta and Anderson. No hits, all good there. As I said, if you have those transfers, get rid of them. You won't have them next week. Nice one. Right, we've 3 minutes to go until the deadline. If you are watching and you're not subscribed, head on down there, please. Click subscribe on the channel. We're just about to hit 90 likes as well, which is a lovely turn on the stream this morning then as well. Shout out once more to the Hawkswell here in Sligo then as well. We're doing a live show from 2 p.m. in Sligo. So if you are about Sligo, call into us here then as well. And big shout out to Nigel here then as well in the Hawkswell for having us down. As I said, what a setup this is then as well. And they're looking after us so well this morning. One more shout out, who's it? Mark and Brian then as well. Yeah. The lads, they've been in here since 7:30 this morning getting us set up, but I'm glad they can all see what the madness, or it's not even madness, it's the enjoyableness of is that even a word? The enjoyableness of live streaming before the deadline. Right, enough of that. 2 minutes to go. Get your teams locked in. Semenyo and Stash replacement. Semenyo to I'm assuming you can't afford Foden, so Semenyo and Minta, and you can afford Stash to Anderson. Bench 1 of Gusto and Dye, Minta and Marino. bench Gusto out of there. Do not bench the attackers in that team. Great to see. We're on 92 likes, which is great to see. If you are watching and you're not subscribed, click subscribe on the channel. We're on the road to 10k subs, and we're hoping to get there this season. Thiago is in next week. He is in next week. Yeah, I can't. There's no point getting rid of it or getting him in for a hit this week. Locked in Foden, and yeah, we did that all good. Who would you start, Lacroix or Virgil van Dijk? And then who would you start? Dewsbury Hall or Semenyo and Van Dijk. I'm assuming you already have Munoz. If you have Munoz, if you don't have Munoz, start Lacroix. Surely, if you're paying 6,590,000 for a Van Dijk, you have to have him in your team. Do not bench for that price, right, Nigel? A minute ago, make sure your team yourself is locked in.
I'm locked, yeah.
I'm just going to double check this myself. Raya, Munoz, Virgil, Timber, Minta, Anderson, Bruno, Ndai, Saka, Haaland captain, Mateta, and we're just about to hit the deadline here then as well, right? So just make sure everything's all good. Minta, do us a solid please this week, will you? Foden as captain, sure, look, nothing wrong with us if you want to go with that. William, what are you saying, lads? Get the likes in for FPL area. Big reason so many are up so high in this overall this year. Love that, William. Good man. William's flying. William's one of the members of the channel, Nigel. He's around 6 or 7k at the moment. Flying. Wow,
brilliant.
He didn't listen to me last week. He went Haaland himself. I'd be there if I didn't. Yeah. Anyway, we won't get into that. Right, one last one before the deadline. Foden as captain. Sakib, nothing wrong with it. Don't go against Haaland. We learned it was bad enough to us last week without going without him. So no, I'd leave it on Haaland. And one to bench. One last question before the deadline is about to go. Thiago, Van Heck, Tarkowski or Richards? I'd be benching Van Heck out of those. Tarkowski, Richards, Thiago. Good chance of DEFCON from Richards and Tarkowski, and Thiago might get you a nice little attack in return. And that's it, Nigel. That's the deadline.
Brilliant.
Wow, that was great. Before we do go, get the likes in on the stream. If we could hit 100 likes on the stream, that'd be great. We're on 92. As if there's 8 people now in the chat that haven't liked the stream, go down there, give the stream a like then as well. We're gonna have a quick scroll. I know you used to go collect someone, Nigel, so we won't delay on the outro then as well. We're gonna see, is there any Arsenal team news before we hop off? I don't think there will be, but there will be in 15 minutes time. But as I said, one last shout out to the Hawksville here in Sligo. They're looking after us so much well today now. This setup is absolutely outrageous. I'm going to have to ask Nigel to move this to goal or something, or get it converted to goal. What
great to have you here, man. Yeah, and if anyone's around Sligo, get up here for the...
Yeah, we'll be doing the same thing event all over again from 2 o'clock today then as well. I'm going to go home, have a quick shower or something again after that stress. But yeah, that's another deadline stream out of the way. 22k overall now. Let's see where we're going to end up after this week with no Foden. Let's see. Nigel, anything else before we go? So,
no, I really enjoyed it. It's my first ever time doing a podcast or a deadline stream, so it was brilliant.
Lovely, come on. Right, thanks for watching. Do drop in the likes if you haven't done so already. We're going to leave it there for this week, and yeah, let's see where we end up after this deadline. Thanks for watching. Best of luck for the week. Before we go, sorry, Rob was serious about the ultimate punt. Promise I'll make the next Sligo gig. Good stuff, Rob. If you've gone against Haaland, I do hope it goes well for you, but that could be a disaster.
Keep an eye on that now. That could be.
Yeah. We'll have to shout you out later on if that goes well. Right. Thanks for watching. Best of luck for the week. We'll see as always during the week for a game week 16 team selection video, where games are coming thick and fast during the Christmas time now. So yeah, thanks for watching. Best of luck for the week. We'll see you in the next video.